What's going on, guys? Gamerz Gamble here, giving you our thoughts, what we know about E3 coming up. Of course, you know, E3 is
It's Christmas for gamers.
Yeah, Christmas for gamers, WrestleMania for wrestlers, Super Bowl for football players. You know, it's just it's the time of year I get excited for.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, John without the H here.
Who?
Oh, John without the H.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Joe.
No, that's not it. That's absolutely not it. Game Grader.
Hey, guys!
Twisted Fate, or Garrett, whatever you want to call him, is
go
back
my
on the
host.
show. But we also have a new guest and some old ones. If they want to chime in, they can. Oh, yeah.
Don't make fun of Meanie just because he's old.
I'm not going to exclude him. Brian, Doobie. But we have a mystic among our group.
I was really expecting to shake your ass.
Yeah. But no, Mystic Fate, or however you want to be called on the show.
Hey, that's
You
awesome
know,
with me, man.
I'm glad you could be part of the show. And Twisted, I'm glad you came back. And old time Brian probably won't say 5 words. I don't know if Doobie wants to talk. If he does, hey.
He's here spectating.
Yeah. So, anyway, what's going on, guys?
Yes, Cortana, get off
going
the
to
fucking
start? I
computer.
think Twisted's going to start off. He watched the EA show.
She's fucking needy.
So we're going to see what's going on. So what's going on, Twisted?
Well, man, EA was a great show. A lot of things they had was definitely geared toward more sports games. But one thing I tuned in for was the Star Wars Battlefront 2. It looked amazing. I'm really excited for that game. They've got 3 campaigns they're going to be able to do. They did say it's 3 times as big as the first one, which is awesome.
What I heard was Battlefront 2 at launch is going to have 3 times as much content as Battlefront 1 did at the end of the countdown.
Oh, snap.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
So with all of
Yeah.
it, yeah.
Man, I'll tell you, when I first saw the trailer for Battlefront 2, I was like, okay, we got another Battlefront game. Because I was kind of really maybe gearing towards another Star Wars, like maybe a Star Wars RPG. I was like, how cool would that be? And maybe we still might get one. But the more and more I watch the Battlefront 2 trailers and the gameplay, I've gotten really excited about it. We've got all 3 eras. That's going to be awesome. We got like the droid army. We've got the Galactic Civil War, the middle era with Darth Vader, and now we've got the new era with Rey and Kylo Ren, which is going to be freaking awesome. And then we even got a campaign where you're kind of like the bad guy, and that's awesome. You know, there's like a scene in the trailer where the Death Star like explodes, and you see the protagonist you play as, and you're surrounded by stormtroopers, and they're all like, "Oh crap, what do we do now?" You know, man, I think it's got potential to be really good. The no ifs, ands, or buts. The multiplayer is going to be great. It looks awesome, and I'm excited about it.
Speaking about the multiplayer, how many people could you play with in Battlefront 1?
Luke Skywalker.
No, I mean,
How many people like total
per
on the
Well,
map?
I think
per
the
match.
biggest map was like 30-something, maybe 60.
15 on 15, maybe.
I know
yeah,
in
it was
Battlefront 2 it's 20 versus 20.
Okay.
Okay, so
This
this one
new
might
one,
have been
so-
15-15.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, I remember 30.
EA, whether you like them or not, Battlefield is 32 versus 32.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And now it's 20 and 20, and then Destiny is 4. Destiny 2 is
Everybody's getting smaller.
4 people.
We're-
yeah.
We're going to
getting
be 1v1
smaller.
and everybody in D3.
I mean, I know with this one too, maybe because and that's again 20 versus 20 is what they did today. It doesn't mean like maybe they don't have
Every-
bigger modes, but I know today there's a lot going on more so than it was in the first one. Like they have aerial combat, they have mounts you can get on, and the way it worked is when they did a whole multiplayer match. The first part of the match was a huge open area, like I said, with aerial combat and everything. And in stage 2, they got inside this room.
Was that timed? Or
I
is
want to
it-
say so. I don't think I've seen a timer, but I'm sure it is. Like, if you haven't beat, whoever's got those points probably will end. the
Twisted
match.
was telling me on the way up here, he watched gameplay of somebody playing as Darth Maul, and he told me like he was going ham on him.
Oh,
like,
man.
I
it
saw
was
that
intense.
little bit, and Darth Maul was wrecking.
He actually got
Yes.
MVP at the end of the match. He had
Did he?
36 kills. And one thing they said,
I saw
though,
him killing Colin.
he actually killed. I know Ray tried to fight him. He demolished her. Even
Just goes to show Qui-Gon over Rey. Liam Neeson.
they said too though they're like if he could block bullets, it would be OP. So.
Mm-hmm.
And my daughter, she has something to say.
Oh yeah, we got to include her.
I kind of gets me to wondering like how many heroes are we going to be able to play with at first? Because like we clearly know with the clone army versus the droid army, we've got Darth Maul and we've got Yoda. But I wonder, are we going to have Obi-Wan Kenobi? Like who else are we going to have?
I know Boba Fett's in it. 'Cause
Okay.
he was
Also,
played.
is each match? Can you only pick? No, you were saying it was Darth Maul and Rey, so I guess that answered my question.
Well, I know the way it works to get the heroes are back, just like in the first one. The way you get them is, I can't remember what they're called. They're like star points.
They were like
but,
tokens almost.
yeah, it's
too,
like
also.
every time you got kills or did something, you build up this meter. And once you fill the meter, whatever you activate a hero, whichever I guess you pick, maybe prior to the match.
Heck, I even played some matches in Battlefront 1 where it was just like random pickups. Like you would come across a random power-up, and then all of a sudden you became like Darth Vader.
I don't know if they're doing that again, maybe in a different mode. Didn't look like that's what I seen in this one.
I hope not, because that was one of my biggest pet peeves with Battlefront 1 was, when you try to play, it's fun playing as characters, but it would always be closed because everybody's going to run towards that token. Like everybody's going to run there to the X-Wing. It was like hard at the point that I was playing just to even like get an X-Wing fighter or an Imperial fighter. I was just running around killing people because that's the only thing I could do.
Yeah.
Everything was always taken.
Mm-hmm.
So, taken. Philip. Dig. So,
I agree with the token system. That was like, no matter your skill level, that was the only good thing about it. You could be just starting the game or pro at it and still get to it, be able to get it. But this one,
When people camp, or is it they show up in spots, or?
yeah,
I
they
think
showed up
random,
in
yeah.
no, they showed up in spots, like selected spots. So like people would stay around there. When it popped up, they would like run and get it. So I kind of hope that they give up that meat. I didn't like it. I kind of hope it's got like you got a perk. Like let's say you're on a map that's big, so like your vehicle perk would be like a TIE fighter or an X-wing or a Y-wing, and when it filled up so much. No, don't do it like Call of Duty where like you died and you lose all of those points and you got to accumulate them just to get like your points back. I don't know if you'll ever play Call of Duty for that, but do it to where like it constantly builds up, and once it builds up, you can select your Y fighter or your TIE bomber, whatever you want to do, or your character being like the last bit of it. Like if you don't use it for so long and it builds up all the way, you unlock that character.
That's stupid.
You're stupid.
I know.
Man, I'll say this, there's a feeling unlike any other. Like, when you get in that match and say you haven't been playing long, and say you become Luke Skywalker, and you run around, you say you killed a few enemies, the battle's going on, and you look across the battlefield, and there's Darth Vader, and you guys lock lightsabers for the first time.
Oh man, you got me excited for it.
It's like a feeling unlike any other, and I can only imagine we get in there, like, I'm Rey, and then, like, there's Kylo Ren on the other
Oh
side.
my god.
And it's just,
Well,
it's a
somebody-
rush, man. It's that feeling you look
Darth
for in
Sidious,
games.
or whatever his name is. Is he a
Yoda
thing?
and Darth Maul.
No, I know if you pre-order, you get Yoda.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. They're
But
also
Darth
those-
Sidious, like, is he running around like a stormcaller? Like, Bungie, please nerf.
Oh, man. I actually remember in the trailer they did of the game.
He wasn't in the first one?
I don't think
Who was
Or-
Who's
it?
that now?
Who?
Darth Sidious, or whatever his name is. The Emperor.
Yeah.
Yeah, Palpatine.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was.
Palpatine was in it. He had the electric
Yeah, he was.
powers.
He didn't have a lightsaber, but he didn't have.
In this one, though, it's
electricity.
weird. He's in it, but he's like in this. He's in this suit, and like his face is blacked out. And all of a
Who?
sudden, Palpatine,
Okay.
and like I'm assuming it's him. It looked just like him.
Yeah, those are-
But then, like all of a sudden, like you see, it's like this blacked out like face mask, and then it like lights up, so you see his face, like it almost like retracts, so you can see his face. It was weird. I never know what kind of suit it was. I'm assuming maybe he's
Mhm.
I guess keeping.
Mm.
I just cannot wait to see like what it's gonna feel like in the campaign, playing as a stormtrooper. It's gonna feel like you're the good guy. Like they're portraying it as you're the good guy, but any Star Wars fans knows, that's not the case.
Yeah.
I'm just really excited to see the feeling and the direction they're gonna go. Like with that campaign, I'm excited about that.
Well, one thing that we're forgetting, like one of the most important parts of Battlefront 2 is story mode.
Yes. One thing was
That's
lacking
one
from the first
thing
one.
that I hated about Battlefront 1 more than anything was the fact that there was no story mode. And I loved playing Battlefront 1 and 2 on the PS2, like
Yes.
being able to play the story mode.
Did
It
they
was so much
say what
fun.
the campaign will consist of?
Well, I said there's 3 eras. I think Mystic mentioned that.
The prequels,
Yeah, I think I don't,
original, and...
Yes, and
yeah,
now.
and then the new one, Force Awakens. I know
Oh
one
man,
of
so
the
we're gonna get spoilers?
well, they actually showed the 3 movies. Yeah, so.
You play a Snoke.
One of
man.
them was really cool, and I think Mystic mentioned earlier.
Pretty cool. I don't
is,
know.
Yeah,
Okay.
you think about it, when the Death Star blew up. Spoilers, I guess, if you haven't seen this.
I think internet rule is a year.
Yeah.
Living under a rock.
But
Yeah.
when it blew up, you don't know what they do from there,
Mhm.
like the Imperial Army. So,
I think you called it really good. You called it the untold story.
yeah, because it's like, and that's another thing. They didn't want to go cliche. They don't want to be like, oh, you're playing as a villain or an enemy,
You're
and then
talking
they're
about
gonna like turn good and go to the good, not dark side.
Who's that gonna
Yeah.
who's that gonna
But anyway, so you're actually playing a
Next
bad guy on the Imperials, and
Which
you're
one?
actually going in that direction.
Yes.
You don't turn good. You are actually playing a bad guy.
I mean,
Well, that's
good is
interesting.
really just whatever side you're on, right?
That's true. They feel like they're the good guys,
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
And to my knowledge, you're like an elite stormtrooper. You're not just a stormtrooper. You're
Yeah.
like a
Like a
it's
black
elite.
suit. I'm assuming like the leader
yeah,
of
squad leader or
squad
something
leader,
like
the... Another thing is, too, free content. I think, one, you had paid DLC.
Yeah, you had season pass, a paid season pass, but
Yeah, they're
It
doing
was
away
like
with that. They
$40.
kept saying free content. And Finn is actually going to be a part of one of those packages.
that. Okay. Reckon
So
he'll be a hero?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would assume so. He actually popped up during the conference of like a video chat with him. He wasn't able to be there because he's apparently doing a play.
You know, I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, okay, for the new era, who are all the heroes
You're
for
definitely
both
right.
sides that could be played? Obviously, Rey, Kylo Ren. And then I got to thinking, I was like, okay, they could probably run with Finn.
Mhm.
They could run with Chewbacca or maybe Poe Dameron. But then I got to think, I was like, Kylo Ren. I was like, who would be his other heroes? And I got to think, I was like, Captain Phasma.
She's in there too. She's a paid, well, not paid, so she's a DLC person.
Okay, cool.
That will be added, yeah. So it's Finn and Captain Phasma.
Okay.
Really, that's about it for Star Wars that I can think of. You know, they showed a
so
good chunk of
they
it.
only showed Battlefront. There was no new Star Wars game.
I was hoping, because that was the whole KOTOR possibility, and man, that would be awesome. Have another
Dude, they
game
could
like
run
that.
with it, man.
Oh yeah,
Star Wars RPG. Do you want to be the dark side? Do you want to be the light?
KOTOR. I'm telling you, like, oh my god, those games were
the market is
Yes.
like beyond before their time.
and it would be perfect right now. I mean, there is a lot of open world games. and
So what else
stuff
did they
going
show?
on.
It was Madden, FIFA.
Yeah, we had, of course, FIFA, and there's also a new competitive mode they're going to be releasing with a huge tournament to kind of find the best of the best. I guess like an e-sport. Madden was actually got a story this time. It's called Madden 18 Long Shot. So it's got its own story, which is pretty interesting. Another was Need for Speed Payback.
What do y'all think about that? Like, I know they announced it a few days ago, but
It looked a lot like Burnout.
It did very much so like Burnout.
It seemed like it played a lot like Burnout.
Graphics-wise, man, it looked fantastic. The gameplay looked really fun. They had like a little segment, probably about 5-minute little excerpt from one of the missions where you're having to like take out a big truck or get a car. It's like stealing a car out of a big truck, and they had a lot of other vehicles trying to attack them and stuff.
I actually watched the trailer for it, and man, I don't even like racing games. Like the last racing game I bought was
it compared a lot to Fast and Furious, right?
yeah, my last game I bought was the one where you had the United States as a map. Which one was that one?
The Crew?
The Crew, yeah. I like the Crew, and this is the first racing game since then that's actually caught my interest. So I may actually be looking into it. I don't really know much else about racing, other than I know I need to get the fastest car. But
I'll tell you what you need to know about racing games. If you ain't first, you're last.
Oh.
I already know.
It has a story, though, which I guess most of them did, but this is apparently the protagonist you're playing as. You're having to go chase down this cartel gang that's like controlling everybody. So I don't really know how that fleshes out, but that's kind of where you're going. That's the end game, is to take them down. Vehicle customization is supposed to have the most that ever has been in a Need for Speed game. It looks good to me. Oh,
Yeah.
Now, also, talking about E3, Battlefield is getting quite a bit of a pack, aren't they? The DLC pack. Usually, you don't see war games get that big of a. Most of the time it's like a map, maybe 2 maps.
So what are they adding to it?
Are they adding like campaign missions?
I know they said today they talked about they're adding 8 multiplayer maps.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
And like 2 different DLCs. The first one's Neville Knight. I don't know if that's how you say it. It's 1, and I don't know. I think it's 4 maps come with that. And then also in the name of the Nassar DLC, and I guess another 4 maps with that.
That was a group of people we played as in the campaign.
Mhm. So
I
yeah,
did
they're
play
getting
the
some stuff
campaign.
there. That's interesting.
So,
What did y'all? What is that cover? Everything that has been shown?
Well, there's 2 other things I can think of.
Okay.
One of them it's actually, I'm going to say it's an indie title, but man, it did not look like an indie title. It's actually, what was it? There was a game coming out called Brothers.
Brothers,
Tale of Two
A
Arms.
Tale of Two.
Tale of Two something, right?
Mhm.
Uh,
Tale of Two Arms, I think.
Yeah, this is the same people that made the game, but they're coming out with one called A Way Out. It is predominantly a game meant for couch co-op, but it can be done online. And it looks really fun. Prison Break, I don't know if anybody's familiar with
Oh,
that.
my God.
Yeah, it's just like that. It's 2 brothers are trying to get out of this prison. It did look like that is a pretty good chunk of the game, but obviously there's a lot that once you get out, you're having to, I guess, stay, not get caught, I guess.
That sounds so exciting and frightening.
But the unusual thing about this game is that it is always split screen, whether you're online playing with somebody
Yep.
or whether you're couch co-op. It is at all times split screen.
Oh, really?
And what's the cool thing is, too, a cutscene. Like, you could be in a cutscene. I'm not in the cutscene. We're on split screen, so there's a cutscene going on this side of the screen. I'm not one, but, like, I could be walking by and, like, see you, like, in your cutscene, but not in a cutscene. It's the weirdest thing. The way
When I
they've
see you
done
in
it.
the background, like you walking by, like, oh shit.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Really? Oh man.
So that's the weird thing. Like, I was like, they're making it very unique.
That Brothers game, it was all right.
Yeah.
Like it was pretty good.
If me and Philip play that game, if he sees me, I will always go into his face. But what does it mean?
No, I'm fighter fucking everything.
They don't know how. The one thing they didn't announce, I'm kind of curious about how long it's going to be. They said even if it's a 3-hour campaign, you're still going to be able to come back and play like as the other person. Always have different like ways of like exit and ways of doing things. So it's not like going to be just one and done. You're going to have more reasons to go. And the last thing really that EA had, and they kind of led off with this, is the very last thing they showed, and I'm very excited about. You'll see more of it in the Microsoft conference, but it's the new IP that they announced called Anthem.
Which looks amazing.
50-second trailer, but I couldn't be more excited. I mean,
Right.
it looks fantastic. So
Now, you messaged something earlier. It said something in Destiny.
yeah, it's basically like Destiny. Got Destiny, Horizon Zero Dawn,
Titanfall.
and there was one more.
Yeah.
Maybe a little Fallout. All had like an orgy and popped out this like crazy game.
And you get this game.
Yeah,
Now,
you
was
get
that
this
just
game.
conjecture, or he knows about the game and he was trying to describe it?
I want to say it's conjecture. They definitely, I mean, just from what we've seen, I guess it's just kind of what people thought it looked like.
Okay.
Again, like I
No,
said,
we saw no gameplay of it.
not
Like,
at
how did
all.
you
We
pick
didn't
it
even
up?
see. We just seen a trailer. Tomorrow's the gameplay reveal, so we
Yeah,
will
Microsoft
definitely
conference,
see.
right?
And there's also that picture I think we sent out. It showed like 4 different, I guess, obviously maybe classes with like jetpacks. They're all like hovering over the pretty big area. Kind of looks interesting as far as that goes, So I don't know. More to come for sure about that.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow we will find out.
Oh man.
That's EA, really. I mean,
And The Sims Mobile. No one cares.
I skipped that, but yeah, we'll go back.
Was that announced?
Yeah.
I didn't see it there.
Yeah, that's bad, ain't it?
Whoops.
So,
My bad.
Now, as of tomorrow, 4
Hold on.
p.m. Oh,
I wanted to get like I told y'all earlier, but I wanted to get it on the podcast. Like I was wrong last week. I said it was a Sucker Punch doing the Spider-Man game. I know we're about to go into Microsoft, but there's we're going to get that out of the way. It's Insomniac doing the Spider-Man
but wait a
game.
minute. Wouldn't that mean it could mean a new Infamous title?
Oh my god.
Oh.
We'll save that for the Sony one.
No.
Also, like, we kind of said it at the end of but while we got all the ears, Rip Adam West.
definitely.
Yeah.
88,
Yeah.
I believe. So, long life.
He was the Batman. He was the original pedophile.
I think he's actually said that before, knowing Adam West.
Yeah, I mean, he was on Family Guy, so I would expect it.
Yeah, it was coming. Well, as of tomorrow, Sunday, 4 p.m., I'm sure by then, is it already going to be uploaded by then, or probably not? It takes a while to load.
It generally does.
Anyway, if you see
I may
this,
get all this in once and then just put timestamps.
okay.
So 20 minutes.
Anyway, as of Sunday, tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m., Microsoft will be having their conference.
I think they're just going to walk out with Scorpio and just drop the mic.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, let me ask you this.
The problem with that, though, is why would I buy it?
Exactly.
That's exactly right. That's what I was about to say. Now, like, what do we know about the Xbox Scorpio?
That it will play State of Decay 2.
Sold.
This is
Thank you.
This is interesting. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask some questions because I'm not excited about Xbox Scorpio, so I'm really going to be kind of indifferent in it. So I'm going to ask y'all questions, and if y'all want, y'all can reply what y'all think because I'm indifferent about it. And if it's going to be $500, I'm definitely not going to get it. I'm just
Maybe
not.
more.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
more.
potentially. Like a PC with those specs run you approximately $500.
So I mean, we'll see.
But that's also coming from a third party buying stuff, and their factories make that shit, so they're getting it at factory cost, and can definitely sell it at a loss because they'll get 30% of whatever game sells.
Okay, well, first I'm gonna run through some some facts that we know about it. First of all, we know it's not getting a power brick like the Xbox One S. Was that what it's called? One S. One S style. No power brick.
No power brick.
It's just a cable on the power brick. It's internal, which is
Yeah.
great because Xbox One, man. First of all, the console itself is massive. You had a huge power brick.
That's
It
the
is-
360 power brick.
Now the release date. What are y'all hoping for a release? What do y'all think they're gonna say?
I'm shooting for November. I don't know, but now that
The week before Thanksgiving,
You
the
don't
week
ha-
before Black Friday is
You
what I'm saying.
can have the same answer.
No,
Philip.
we can't.
No, we can't. What
No,
about
I
you,
put
Missy?
mine out there first or second.
We'll actually get specific though, so we could have the same. I'm gonna say November. Go November 21st.
Ooh, precise.
Yeah, I'm going-
On the dot.
I'm going out there with it.
Is that?
A gamble? That
Hold
you're
on.
willing to take?
Where the shit?
What about you, Mystic? What are you thinking?
I got to thinking, like November tends to be like a. Just correct me if I'm wrong on this. Tends to be like a hot game month. It seems like maybe September too. Like there's just always boo-koodles of games coming out in those months. But I'll kind of be the oddball here. If we're hearing about it, if we're learning about it in June, man, I guess I'm actually gonna say after Christmas.
After Christmas?
November
We'll say-
21st is on a Tuesday.
Oh,
Twisted.
Nice. And I'm gonna say February 10th.
Okay, so you're going next year, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
What about you, Zach? Brian?
Hold on. I'm writing this shit down.
I would guess probably December.
Be good for
Christmas.
Christmas. Yeah, for
right
sure.
before Christmas. Maybe a couple weeks before Christmas. I would love for it to be this year, but if they don't get it out by November, then it probably won't be out till at least next March or
Well,
April, if not E3 next
Well,
year.
we got
Typically,
any
game consoles, all of them release Black Friday. You want those Christmas sales. The only people who don't care is Nintendo. They release their consoles in March. But even the Wii U came out November holidays, and I think the Wii did. So really, it's just the Switch.
It's just Nintendo, whenever they want to.
Yeah.
What do you say with that? Nintendo Master Race.
I would love for it to come out this year, but if it don't, then it'll probably be November next year.
Something I want to notice before we go to the next part of it. I said November 21st. I may have messed up because I just noticed Middle-earth Shadow of War comes out October 10th, and I wonder if this is a console that they're wanting that game to run on.
That's what I was about to ask. If there's any game that's going to be
See,
released for that.
And plus, Anthem comes out. Don't know the release date on it, but
They're pushing that for a Scorpio.
did it come out before October to let Shadow of War run out on it? 'Cause that would be
Probably
an
not. I
ideal
mean, like,
game, wouldn't it?
They are. If you think about it, in Sony, games are already out, and they're just uploading the patches later to support the Pro. So it may be like that also.
That's true.
Jason
They can still
Hill,
run, just
Scorpio?
won't be out for it yet.
Best way to play it. Besides on PC.
Okay, we mentioned earlier though in the when we started the article or started the conversation about price. Now it seems pretty unanimous that we think that it's going to be about $500 to $600 price range is what we're thinking.
Calling $450.
Oh,
shit.
I'm going over.
What about
Yeah.
$420?
I'm going 400, actually.
That's way too damn cool to be.
And I will say this: I think it was Phil Spencer said, "Premium console, premium price." That's the phrase he used.
Yeah, PlayStation 3 said the same thing, and they
Yeah.
lowered their price. They almost went bankrupt.
But again, they're making everything in house.
That's true, but if no one's buying your product, they're still losing the money.
Yeah.
You know, I'm telling you right now, $600, even $500 is stretching it. I remember I was working at Walmart when the PlayStation 3 dropped, and we had 3 people. 3 people there. Now, the PlayStation 3 later became one of the best systems that we know of. But,
Dude, what was your date?
December 19th.
but, you know, still, that was a piss poor open. 3 people?
Yeah.
I remember seeing, what was it, the GameCube opening and seeing more people than that at Walmart the day the GameCube came out.
I do want to say that GameCube and PlayStation 2 opened the same day.
Well, there was a lot of people at PlayStation 2. They might have been there to actually buy the PlayStation 2.
You know, it could have been like a Battlefield 3 thing when there was like, when you went to GameStop to pick up Battlefield 3 for us, and then people were asking me, like, hey man, picking up Battlefield 3? He's like, no man, Dragon Ball.
Oh, yeah, that's what I did too. When, what was it, Xenoverse 1?
No, what Dragon Ball game come out in 2013?
Raging.
No, it
Xenoverse.
was 2000.
No, Xenoverse came out 2014.
While he's looking that up, I'm kind of with you, John, on this discussion. As of right now, I love my PlayStation 4.
October
I
25th,
love-
2011. Sorry.
You're good. I love my Xbox One. And I feel it will be
Raging
around
Fires.
500, 600. And man, Scorpio's really going to have to impress me to drop 500, 600 as of now.
Scorpio better have
you
a
know.
full-time damn job for $600.
Mhm.
That's all I'm going to say.
And you better have a massive launch title.
Oh man,
It's going to have to.
gonna have to.
And you have to have a TV to support it.
This is true.
I have 4K now, so I can support
Okay.
The
Native or upscale? No.
one thing is here, another
it.
thing
Better
is
rent a center.
PS4, as I think these are pretty current stats, have sold around 60 plus million consoles, whereas Xbox has sold like 20 plus. That's a huge deficit compared.
Yeah.
So if they're going to raise the price, they're not going to sell as many. I'm not saying they're trying to close the gap by all any means.
See, that could be what you said about Phil Spencer. If he said premium price, that could go both ways, right?
Yeah.
Like they're selling it to us as a premium,
Mhm.
like as a massive markdown. Like if it comes in there at the same price as the PS Pro, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna move.
He said though he says right now that they're going to sell more Xbox One S's, and probably I don't know about Xbox One, but Xbox One S's are going to sell more than Scorpios. I guess because it
That's
is going to be
running on
more of a
Same architecture, but higher stuff. Will y'all believe it will use the old Xbox One controllers?
I'm wondering. If they're
I
gonna
think
make
it
a
would
new
be compatible.
Yeah, I mean it definitely should. I think it's
Yeah.
like Bluetooth technology.
I don't know, I'm kind of going out on a limb here, but currently, does Microsoft have any kind of VR technology?
No. This actually is, and I put it in here. It's going to be VR ready, but it's not going to have a VR headset that's going to come out anytime soon. I think they're shooting for a 2018.
Well, that's kind of awesome.
I'm sure they'll talk. They may talk about
They're
it.
calling it
have a
mixed
Vive or
reality.
something?
Well, they said that actually the specs of the Scorpio is actually good enough to run those headsets. But the problem is, at least with I think it's the Rift, or maybe it's
Yeah,
the
Oculus
Vive,
Rift.
it takes like 8 USB ports to run that thing. Yeah, crazy. Most PCs don't even have that. So definitely not a console.
No.
So I don't know how that's going to work. I mean, even if they did allow a headset like that.
Okay, so if E3, they're trying to promote the Xbox Scorpio, what do you think they should open with? What game do you think would sell? Like, what game do you think they will show to boost their sales?
I mean,
Fable.
that would
Okay,
boost sales.
Yeah, Fable would boost sales.
As
Then
far
they'll
as
immediately fucking cancel it after conference.
oh man, everybody would just sell their
Yeah,
Xbox.
I mean, they could,
Psych.
they could uncancel Scalebound. I mean, that'd be a good launch title.
They did put it in the back burner, not as to continue it, but just to have it for future, maybe.
You talking about the IP or
Yeah.
the game? Or
Well, they just like coined the name, made it to where I guess it can't be taken. I
somebody
guess,
like
possibly.
Nintendo couldn't pick it up.
They put it on the back burner so they can just come back to it at a later time.
So do you think that I think like something like
I love the Fable franchise.
Yeah,
I
me too.
want another Fable game. I wasn't ecstatic about Fable Legends. Like,
Well, they could tell because they canceled it.
yeah, I mean,
Thanks, Philip.
well, you're welcome.
I'm gonna say you're gonna see Forza being paired with
It
it.
is. Forza 7 is all but announced.
Definitely, and that I think that's actually what
Like,
the
we
in-game
didn't know the
footage we've seen
pre-order
of it.
bonuses.
Oh yeah.
About Forza 7. Like, they just have to show it, and then
That's one game, and also this Anthem game. I know we talked about it earlier, and it's going to be announced at Microsoft. That could be the one that they lead off for the Scorpio. It's already going to have gameplay tomorrow, so you know it's pretty far in development.
The way it looks, now I will say this, if it does have a lower price, like let's say the premium price is $400, I would actually consider getting an Xbox Scorpio just for Anthem. I mean, I don't know much about it right now, but just from that 50-second video,
Yeah.
It looks interesting. I would want to play it.
and then like the orgy baby that Twisted was talking about. Like Horizon, yes. Destiny, double yes. And I'm sure other games he said. Like those are the two.
Yeah, I mean,
Those are the two I were aiming for in that orgy.
if they aim for those kind of combinations, can't
Dead
be
Rising.
nothing but a great game.
We just had Dead Rising in November. It's way too early for that.
Yeah.
No, it was December. And they've already confirmed no Halo. They will show off something small of Halo, but it's not Halo 6.
You think maybe Halo Wars?
We just had
Yeah,
maybe a
Halo
Halo
Wars
Wars 2 DLC or something.
Could be out.
Because
Did
that
they
just
do
come out.
DLC in
Well,
the
if something
first
small,
Halo
that's what I
Wars?
was meaning,
I do not know, because
I
I
don't
played the
remember.
first one, but I do not remember if they did
I'm
DLC.
going to say I don't think they ever did, but I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not
I mean,
so sure.
they closed the company.
Yeah.
Like immediately afterwards. Like, not necessarily immediately, but
Okay, so-
Also, and we just had a Gears of War
And that was
this
the
past in
end of
November. So, no Gears of War 5, no Halo 6. Dead Rising is a no-no.
That could surprise us. I mean, that could surprise us. Valve could come out there and drop Left 4 Dead 3.
Why would
Oh.
Valve do it
Oh,
if they own
Same.
Steam?
They'd have me throwing my money at the TV if they dropped Left 4 Dead 3 on there. That's, man, dude, I've been watching E3 for 4 years now, and every single year I cross my fingers for a Left 4 Dead 3. Hasn't happened yet. I'm
Okay,
not
so
gonna
that's
give
your
up.
that's your pipe dream.
Yes. Left 4 Dead 3.
I
Yes.
got a pipe dream.
Well, anyway, I guess that's pretty much all we can talk about the Xbox Scorpio now. We'll find out more tomorrow.
all the questions will be answered tomorrow.
Yeah, all questions will be answered tomorrow. Check us out soon for our post show.
State
So-
of Decay 2.
Yeah, that's actually what I was about to bring up, Phil, but go ahead.
No, I mean like that's my.
That's
fucking
just
game.
y'all's like
That's
mine.
mine.
Online.
Oh my god.
Online this
State
time?
of Decay is the zombie game I've always wanted. I talked it up to you so much. You like watched that Let's Play of it.
Yeah, and I actually watched the whole thing. I loved it too.
Oh my god! Like,
Didn't it
it's-
come out in E3 last year? Like they had a trailer of it.
yeah.
So man, it's got to be like some serious like stuff going
Like-
on this year.
If that's a mic drop moment and you can play it next week or tomorrow
Oh.
or Tuesday or
Yeah, like a beta maybe.
oh my god, Yeah, because it should definitely have a beta. Because I loved it. I loved State of Decay. But because of how State of Decay ran,
Broken
exactly, it needs to have a beta.
and an alpha and a demo.
And sell for 40. No.
I think that's how much the first one cost.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh. Maybe it would be 40.
Nice. Well, also, I see on this list, we have a list now, thanks to Twisted, by the way.
He's turning red.
Don't blush.
That's my shirt, guys.
There's this title called Sea of Thieves. Now, I haven't seen anything on that, so what's
I
going on
mean,
with that?
You played Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag?
No. I wanted to,
I have.
but you know how I am. I gotta play
Imagine
things
that
in
with
orders.
multiplayer.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Like
though.
the ship and going to islands, and I'm not sure what else.
I mean, I know
I saw
you
them
said
turning
list.
a cog
Yeah.
before, like with multiple people.
I'm gonna be honest. This is a title I'm actually.
That was a shrug for people listening.
I'm kind of excited about this title. I think it's I use the word potential a lot, but I feel like it does have potential. I've watched a lot of gameplay of it. It's kind of like you and your squad is on a ship, and like it's not you got like somebody manning the ship, like driving it, the captain. Then you got like individual players actually operating cannons. And then in another gameplay video I watched, like they even had like somebody below deck repairing the ship because they were taking like incoming fire. And then it showed them like raiding another ship, like jumping onto another team ship and like taking their loot. It's got my attention. I don't know a lot about it. I mean, perhaps it's something Scorpio, maybe? They're a game for Scorpio? I don't know.
It looks
but-
like a game that would be fun with friends.
Well,
Yeah.
we keep talking about game for Scorpio, but haven't they said there will be no Scorpio exclusives?
yes.
As of
And
right now.
Now, they can retract on that.
Yeah. I'm going to say they won't because it still is, even though it is a superpower console, it is a reiteration of our current console. It's not a step up to like Xbox 5, or like that. So I can't see them having exclusives for it because that would really make their player base even smaller.
And their biggest thing last year was beyond generational. But they,
which really is leading to the future of gaming.
I mean, it's already here. PC Master Race.
Yeah, Winter Series.
Oh yeah, like you just don't have these huge like step consoles like every 5 years. You just have small changes to your current console. Yeah, Sea of Thieves. Yeah,
Okay,
we just don't know much about it. It looks fun.
We'll look up more about it.
It is.
Tomorrow.
It looks like one of Microsoft's weapons they're kind of bringing to the table, to compete against Sony. So
Well, that's
we'll
like,
see.
and that's the only thing. That's another thing we say. That's the only thing you see. Really?
That's
I mean-
those two games right there are the only ones we know is going to be at the Microsoft. Now, the potential Microsoft games that are supposed to be there is Cuphead. I don't know if y'all remember those, but it's 1920-esque looking. I
Black
think
and white.
Steamboat Willie looking, but yeah.
And a lot of people are excited for that game too.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I've seen a lot of uproar about that.
But these are mostly just what you would call indie titles. Below
Tacoma.
Tacoma,
Yeah, it's called Tacoma. I don't know nothing about it, but I just say that was another one that was.
Pit People, and something called Full Metal Furies. I don't know.
That's what Microsoft does a lot of times. They got that, what's it called, ID with X?
Yeah.
ID for Xbox or something?
ID at Xbox.
Yeah, that guy comes out, I can't think of his name, but he always is announcing all these little indie title games. I know last year there was a big deal with their show because they had a lot of those little games. So.
Well, I'll tell you this. There was a game that came out. Oh, am I low?
Yep.
Anyway, there was a game that came out right when the Xbox 360 came out, and it actually was the reason I got an Xbox 360 over a PS3. At the time, it's not very good now, and actually it aged horribly. That's Crackdown, but now Crackdown 3 is coming out. Even the second one I liked, enjoyed, but is a Crackdown 3, is it something we really want? Is
Yes.
it something we're really excited about? Because with me, I got bored.
Just about fought you.
You
Yes.
like
I
Crackdown?
love Crackdown.
See, I liked it
When-
too until the end.
Let me tell you about Crackdown. I got Crackdown day 1 and played it for maybe 2 or 3 days. Went to jail for 4 months. Thought about Crackdown fucking multiple times. First thing I did when I got out, Burger King burger and Crackdown 1. I was a hell of an agent. So yes, I really though with Crackdown 3, I want to see that's one thing they definitely stepped with when Xbox One was announced. They were talking about how it's going to be constantly increasing the horsepower exponentially, not just with the console CPU and GPU, but that it's going to be rendering extra stuff through the power of Steam, not Steam PC, but the cloud is what it is, the cloud. And that is one thing that they've stuck with Crackdown 3, is they're going to be using the cloud to render all this other stuff. So I want to see how that is shown, implemented. Yes.
Anything, guys?
It kind of brings tears to my eyes. I'm looking at this list, and games we potentially will see, games we will see, and then at the bottom, games we will not see. And I'm like, crap, I love these games. Gears of War, Halo 6, Fable 4. But yeah.
Okay. This next game that we're in the rumor category, as far as I know right now, right? Sold 3-1 on the 360 as compared to PS3. But with remasters that came out, I believe, last year, it actually sold 2-1 on PS4 to Xbox One. And the sequel to this one is Borderlands 3. You think we'll see it at Microsoft?
I'm going to say yes.
Well,
I don't know what we'll see.
I want to see it somewhere.
Right.
I don't care where. Just
Doesn't matter.
please, God,
Somewhere.
Now,
Borderlands 3, show up.
like I said, it sold extremely well on the Microsoft consoles, and I don't know if this is bleeding over into the other ones, but as of the moment, I don't know if it's with the whole group, but I know Sony has a deal with 2K for Red Dead Redemption 2, so I don't know if that bled over into Gearbox, because 2K is a parent company to Gearbox and Rockstar. So if it's brokered with 2K, then we might see Borderlands 3 on the Sony. That's the only reason. But I just left that up to whatever which y'all think.
It really works for Microsoft if they do it, because this gives them a big game for their console.
Oh, if Borderlands 3 was Sony
definitely.
exclusive, I mean, that would just be...
Devastating.
No, I don't. 2K's never done exclusives.
Yeah.
I mean, they've done, like,
Battleborn.
re-release. Battleborn was on Xbox.
Was it?
I
I think it was a
think
PlayStation
it was
exclusive.
yeah. But the thing is, if they do it on Microsoft, it gives them, I'm not saying win public perception of Xbox, but hey, like, oh, it wasn't at Sony, but it is on Xbox. Well, it looked good on Xbox. I may get it for Xbox.
I think even Colonial Marines that they did a few years back was...
Yeah, Microsoft Windows, PS4, and Xbox One.
Oh.
That's
Wow,
just
okay.
how well Battleborn done.
Yeah.
Well, that's crazy.
I think one thing's for sure, no matter where, we're all excited for Borderlands 3. We want Borderlands 3. It would be freaking awesome.
Oh, yeah, right?
And it is confirmed it's being worked on, right? I mean, it is like...
Well, they showed a tech demo of it
it
last year at Gamescom, some conference.
I'm not sure. One of them.
I remember it was like the inside of a building, and it zoomed out, and you seen a character standing
Yeah.
there. It definitely, obviously, looked like that
And
was the
then
engine. It was
Also, in Battleborn, you brought it up, there was hidden audio files that you had to unlock. I don't remember how they did it, but when you put them all together, it said, "We're no longer in Pandora. We're going to some other planet they named." And I mean, when you drop Pandora, right, you know it was Borderlands because you've been there. I don't think you were on the moon in pre-sequel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were on there in 1 and 2, but
you know, they're done with Battleborn, so it would make sense that they're working on Borderlands 3, and like I said, hopefully have a good enough feel for the game that they can announce it.
Probably a lot of people make that same statement.
Yeah,
That would also be a good one to come out when Scorpion launches.
definitely.
Now, here's one thing else about the Scorpio. What do you think about the possible Tomb Raider game?
Oh, Shadow of the Tomb Raider?
Yes.
They had a year exclusive for Microsoft, and then later released to Sony. I don't care. Like, I don't care. I want it. Those Tomb Raider games were so fucking good. They rivaled Uncharted.
Yeah, they really did.
Yep.
Everyone.
No,
Basically-
like, that's a bold fucking statement.
Wow. Well,
Like,
they say that.
Uncharted
though,
4 is fucking
I mean,
fantastic.
Uncharted 4, you're playing as a male character, and Tomb Raider plays as a female character. It's really the only difference. Almost.
Yeah.
Uh,
Tomb Raider can. I'm going into Death Battle. I shouldn't.
uh,
Triggered.
But-
Tomb Raider, I'm excited for it. And again, that's another one that Scorpio could really it could benefit from Scorpio. So.
Now, right now, we don't know any release dates, but one thing we do know release date on, and it is Xbox, is the Middle Earth game, Shadow of War.
Now, they're pushing a brokering a deal with that, so I may pick it up on Microsoft.
I am
Okay.
very excited about Shadow of War. It just so happens I am currently right now playing Shadow of Mordor. Holy crap, I've been missing out.
Oh my god, bro! I
I
tried
have
to
been
tell
missing
everybody.
out. Yes, like that game is where it's at, and Shadow of War just looks like Shadow of Mordor on steroids.
Right?
Like all scale war.
It's
I saw dragons.
The map is 4 times the size of both of those.
Mhm. And it's literally like if you're into those like my army versus your army kind of games, Shadow of Mordor, man.
There were gameplay moments that were personal to me playing Shadow of Mordor, because some of those generals, and they would find me like when I was low in health and come kick my ass, and then they
Yeah.
would rank up, and then I would run into them again. It's like, oh, you're dead, or I killed you. Well, time for part 2 or whatever, you know.
Speaking of
And
that,
I would run, but they would taunt me.
that
Oh
is
my
actually
God.
called the Nemesis system.
Yeah, and it's
That's what
so
they call
much.
that.
Like, sure, there's story missions and everything, but not during the campaign missions is like where those games are at. Like I said, there's so many personal experiences just playing Shadow of Mordor that I don't know. Just
Well,
reason why I love that game.
kind of adding to what you said, like it said in the reveal trailer of it that your experience will not be the same as mine. Like I may invade a fortress with a bunch of giant, like what are they called? The huge guys with the clubs.
Did you see the latest story trailer? Like
No.
there was what was that thing that, quote unquote, spoilers, killed Gandalf in the first
Like the demon looking
Yeah.
thing, yes.
Balrog. Yeah, like
Oh my god.
Talion was coming up to it, and it was just like swinging his chain.
Oh,
And that's
I
the way
did
that
not know
trailer
this.
ended. And I was like, oh my god, yes.
Okay, I'm getting a little excited here. Not gonna lie. Holy crap. But, like, kind of what I was saying a while ago, like, McPhail may go in there with a bunch of archers. McPhail may take a stealth approach. And by the way, let me add on, this completely changes the outcome of the mission,
Yeah,
depending
yeah.
on how you attack. But, like, and I may go in there with, like, brute force with, like, a bunch of... It's killing me that I can't remember what they're called, but it's the big, huge guys.
No, orcs in general down with
There's
her.
orcs, uruks, and then it's like whatever those big guys are called. I hate that it's not coming to me right now.
No, it's a big golem.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna go big.
Like Mary stabs Frodo.
Yeah.
Whatever those guys are called, but you can go in with those, and
It was in the first Lord of the Rings movie. It's down. Is it a troll? No, it's not a wraith.
but
It may be a troll.
the game looks freaking awesome. It really does.
Is the Nemesis system something that is only? I mean, obviously no one else used it. Is it because they can't? I mean, it's specifically for them. Like they can't.
As far as I know, it's an
Infringed
exclusive to them. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
I mean, I've never heard
I
any
don't know
other
if they
games using it.
necessarily have it trademarked, but I remember when the Nemesis system just recently relaunched with Shadow of Mordor, and they wanted the Nemesis system in like every game.
That's what I was wondering because no one's used it, but it seemed like that would be something that you would think of. Every game would probably use it.
A game that actually literally punishes you for dying.
I mean, if the game gets harder,
Literally
everybody
makes it
loses.
harder.
And a smaller thing, just moving on to the next one. Killer Instinct Season 3. We don't know all the characters for Season 3 yet. It's crazy they're still supporting that game after probably about 3 years. Right, it was a
Rip Glacier.
Sub-Zero for life.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean it was a Xbox One launch title. So they got some pretty unique characters, like General Rom for Gears of War, Battletoad, one of those, and then some pretty. I mean, it's like a horror game, but a fighter. I don't know.
Mhm.
It's legit.
Speaking of horror, you was kind of asking me, what do we want to see, man?
Yeah,
No
Pipe
doubt.
Dreams. Let's go to Pipe Dreams.
Let's do it. I would love to see a good horror game. I can't shake this. Like, man, one of the scariest games I have ever played. Still to this day, if I play this game, it scares me, and I can't hardly play it. Here's the crazy part: it's not even a game; it's a freaking demo. PT.
Oh my god.
And
Yeah, right?
like that got canceled. That was disappointing. Well, then supposedly somebody else was trying to continue it, and they was going to call it Allison Road. Well, then that got canceled.
Talking about a good horror game, I got one for you. Condemned. I would love to see a Condemned 3.
1 and 2.
Ooh,
Yeah.
damn.
I think there's only
Yeah,
two.
those were.
Yeah, there's only
those
two
were
of them.
Xbox exclusive. Yeah.
Yeah, Xbox
That's
360.
actually a good point. I didn't even think about that.
They were way back, like near launch.
Who made that?
Sega's one of them.
Sega.
And man, for anybody that has not
Was
used,
it? I mean, I guess it'd be able
Go
to be
ahead.
continued, right? Did your guy die or whatever?
I don't remember it. I ain't played it for a while.
I know this is kind of going into another console we'll talk about later, but the Evil Within, is that Xbox?
No, that's
only?
Bethesda.
Yeah, but is it, which console is it just for
All
all
of
of them? Okay, I couldn't remember if it was just Xbox. But I know that was a pretty good,
Yeah.
horror game.
a quick statement. I was going to say, for anybody that hasn't tried out a VR system, like horror on VR is freaking scary as crap.
Yeah.
Like just yesterday, Twisted let me play a demo called Kitchen. He's like, try this out. I didn't really know what it was. I thought it was a kitchen simulator.
Oh yeah, I definitely.
And put the VR on. Next thing I know, I'm tied up, and there's this creepy woman in my face.
Mm-hmm.
It was honestly terrifying. Like I screamed. Sorry.
It actually
It is literally.
It is an excerpt from Resident Evil 7. They pulled it out of that game
Mhm.
and put it in a demo form and called it Kitchen, so no one would know what it was until you played it. That's what it is. And I was like, that shows the kind of quality you get out of the whole game. That'd be a very good game in VR.
Oh,
So-
Resident Evil 7 is really good.
Yeah, I've heard just in general playing the game is fantastic. So
Yeah.
definitely would want to check that out too.
No H. Pipe Dreams. Microsoft.
I don't really just have anything other than like I would
What
love
would
to see
get you
more.
interested? Like, oh damn, you heard about this. Now I want to watch the Microsoft conference.
Mm.
And out of nowhere, exclusive that they don't actually cancel. That'd be good.
God damn it. Yes.
I would be.
Watch them announce tomorrow that they canceled State of Decay 2.
You
I
know,
will fucking shoot
even though I
something.
haven't, even though I haven't beat one, but I've played them before and I've enjoyed them every time I've played them. Knights of the Round, or Knights of the Old Republic, I mean, Star Wars.
Oh, heck yeah, man.
That would be
Yes.
pretty neat to see. That would get me a little bit interested. And as the gaming universe knows, I'm an RPG player, and I'm not talking about like something like Shadows of Mordor. I mean, I'm a turn-based RPG player. So seeing like maybe a new RPG title coming.
Did you ever play Blue Dragon?
Yes, I did. I didn't beat it, but I did play it.
So Blue Dragon 2,
Oh, Blue Dragon 2 would definitely
or
get
maybe
me
a Lost Odyssey
interested.
2.
I never played a lot of Lost Odyssey. I've watched my friend Eric play it a lot.
Lost Odyssey was an exclusive.
Yeah, it was. It was good.
It's by the original creator of Final Fantasy.
Mm. Like it was definitely a good game. I would just like to see a good RPG come in, and not Forza. I just don't care about Forza.
Yeah, I don't really know.
Even if Halo 6 was to show on it, I wouldn't be excited about it because it's getting stale. Like I played the Halo collection when I had my Xbox One. By the time I got to 4, I was burnt out, and I wasn't even going in order with them. I was playing it and then like going to something else. And even by the 4th one, I was already starting to have like the the game burn or whatever.
Fatigue.
Franchise fatigue.
Yeah, franchise fatigue, and I just got through playing like in between 3 and 4. I played and beat. I think it was Final Fantasy X. So, it's. I think that's just what would probably get me, more hyped up about it.
Right.
Maybe like what he said, a new horror IP would be really cool, or even an old one like Evil Within. I feel like there's so much more that could have done with the first one, and it would be really exciting to see what they could do with the second one. I think that would be really cool. But that would be about it for me, I guess, on the Xbox front. Would get me excited.
Anyone else?
I mean, I know we mentioned earlier, but again, a pipe dream that you can hope for Xbox is Fable 4.
Oh, definitely.
Fable Legends got canceled, so therefore it's not in the works anymore. Fable 4. I mean, man, how great would that be?
Fable is my pipe dream also.
I just remember Fable 2.
Where would you want Fable? Did you play any of the other ones?
I know I played 2, and I want to say I even played. I don't think I played maybe 3. But yeah, man, I know the franchise enough to know that it's just.
Like I would want it to go back in time. I didn't like the 500-year jump and went to the Industrial Revolution. I like more of the fantasy type.
Yeah,
Fable
that's what
1
I
and
remember.
2.
Yeah. Playing good or evil.
Yeah.
So maybe.
Well, I guess that wraps up the Microsoft conference. That's going to be Sunday. Remember, it's 4 p.m. If you've missed it, Central.
Yeah.
If you missed it and you get this late, go back and watch it. I'm going to watch it tomorrow. They're going to be neat to watch. But as of that, that's it. But Monday or Sunday also at 11 p.m. that night. God damn, I'm going to be asleep. Either that or playing Kingdom Hearts. But Sunday at 11 p.m. we're going to have Bethesda. Shortly after, it will glitch out. And they'll have to install a patch.
That still won't fix all the problems.
That still won't fix all the problems. But later a DLC will come out.
Fuck you, Doom was awesome.
Like on this list, what I see is something I don't really care about. I think we talked about this last week on the podcast, and that's Elder Scrolls Skyrim for Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get that one out of the way.
Yeah,
It's the 2011 version.
I mean, we done seen it before.
We put hundreds of hours into it.
I even put 100 hours into it. And I'm not even a Skyrim fan, so
Yeah.
I love Skyrim.
Well, we don't have. There's not much to really talk about it, but how well do you think that it will perform? You think it'll be their last updated version? It'll come with all the DLC, surely, right?
I would hope so.
And then, or do you think they would have fixed bugs?
No.
These words confuse me when it's
If they didn't
Bethesda.
do it for special edition, they probably would have done it.
Yeah, you're still going to be able to get all your skills by finding a book.
No,
I
they
did.
fixed it
Shouts.
with the Dragonborn.
Yeah, that's when fix they actually did.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good for them.
No.
The one I liked.
Now, how well do y'all believe it's going to sell? It's just more of a prediction thing.
I think it's going to do okay. I know 2 people that's going to buy it.
And it will be the best thing ever.
Yeah, a game that's
6 years old.
6 years old. It's just not. Well, I be. His ears must be burning. Anyway, no, I just don't think it's going to do well. I think it's going to sell, because every Elder Scrolls is going to sell. But it's... Why would I buy it? Everybody I know has
Especially
bought it.
since
Because you can take Skyrim anywhere.
Played in the bathroom.
And that might be an okay
Dragon
selling
Ball.
point.
Like I have my windows, I have my mirrors set up so I can play and poop.
Sometimes, Philip, that's too...
Poop and play, yes. 2P.
Oh, that's awesome.
But like Phil said, how do you think it's going to run on Scorpio? Sorry, Switch. How will it run?
720.
Think so?
Yeah, I think
And
it'll be
be
720,
smooth,
yeah.
like it won't be like.
It may put out. I think the screen resolution for the handheld mode is 720, so it'll be that.
On TV, it's 900.
On TV, I think
It varies.
I think
Right,
top
gaming.
is 1080.
Okay.
So it'll definitely be 1080.
Okay, so I guess it would still be probably, hopefully, it's just
I
good.
wonder if it'll be
reviews.
16 by 9. I don't know if it's 4.3. I don't know. Whatever.
I mean, do we know how good the sales are for the Street Fighter is right now? Is it doing good?
I don't know if it's been out a month for it to have been on the charts.
Oh, okay, I got you. Well, just like anything else, it might be Elder Scrolls on the go, but that still doesn't apply for the fact it's a 6-year-old game. It's probably going to be $50 to $60.
I mean, really, it's like... Yes.
Yeah,
6
6 years.
years old.
So, what is it going to be? $50, $60 when I can go
Possibly.
to...
I'm not sure of the price of Switch games. I think they vary, though. I don't know, but...
We can assume it's probably going to be at least $50 for a new Skyrim, or a new Skyrim. I don't know. Any other thoughts? I'm done. I'm done getting pissed off about it.
I think it's hard to top what John said. Me and him are in sync pretty good. Like, I don't know why. It's just like, okay, another Skyrim.
Right.
I don't know.
Did you buy the special edition?
I did not.
Okay.
I haven't. But I will say this, Skyrim, I actually put in the most time up before Destiny. I put in the most time Skyrim. Loved it. Put like 600 hours in. Loved it.
Multiple
But then
characters.
Yeah, and then I got it on the new console, PlayStation 4, and I have not touched it. No particular reason why. I just thought
I know why I haven't touched it. Because I won't touch anything else.
Yeah, Fallout 4 for you, big guy.
Yeah, it'd be weird to have, like I said, 3 copies of the same game. You know,
Exactly.
there's really, and I don't even own a Switch, but it won't be the reason I get one. I can tell you that. And of course, you got Morrowind. I know this is not really in anything, but Morrowind just came out. I think it already got released.
We're still gonna play the one before that.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Whatever.
Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah.
Well, this is
I
Elder
think it
Scrolls
came
Online
out
more
4
than
days
Morrowind.
ago.
It's been recent, but again, I don't know how good it is.
Anyway,
Well,
now
they're
that
pushing it.
yeah, I mean they're going to push it. But now that that's out of the way, if you want to know more about how we feel about that, go back on last week's episode. We talked
Maybe.
about it. No, I think we did talk about it, didn't we?
Just
No,
a
we
little
didn't
bit, I
look
think.
at
Yeah, we did a little bit.
We touched on it.
A new Wolfenstein game,
Supposedly.
hinted as New Colossus. From
Now they got teased last year when the Bethesda conference booted up, and it started looking like a DOS. Everything started coming up, and then it had Wolfenstein, and then Wolfenstein: The New Order, and then below it was. And the reason people thought that's the name of the new game is because Wolfenstein had the original release date, the New Order had the release date, and then the New Colossus was XX hyphen XX hyphen XXXX. So it hadn't been released yet, right? So, and I don't know about the other Wolfenstein games, but the New Order, goddamn, like that shit was legit.
Old Blood too, wasn't that?
And that was a standalone
Yeah,
DLC
that was
that
actually
released. I didn't play that one, but
The Wolfen,
I wanted to.
they were one of the games I knew of that looked really like one of the best looking games.
I remember a friend of ours works at GameStop, Brandon. He come over. And he played it. He played it before I did because I got it that Tuesday, and I got to wait to go home to play it. But he played it on lunch, and he would just come over, and his eyes were just like bleeding, and he was just so happy. It got me so excited to go home and play it.
Well, also Dishonored 2 is getting DLC,
Supposedly.
Supposedly, yeah.
supposedly.
The only thing we know what's going to be there is Quake. Well, we're sure they're going to show Quake Champions.
Yeah, it's almost to be released, so they'll probably be showing something.
I'm sure they're going to talk about Elder Scrolls. They have an Elder Scrolls Legends game coming out. It's a card-based game, trying to jump into the Hearthstone phenomenon and the Gwent phenomenon that's going on. So Elder Scrolls and cards, I guess that's a thing.
What about Doom expansion? Do you think that would be shown?
With Doom, I looked into it. Supposedly, just right on with that question, Doom VR. That's a thing, supposedly. But also, Doom single player DLC. They said DLC is not off the table, but is not likely. So, I mean, they may have just been trying to dodge the question and so would be surprised about it.
That's been out for, I'm going to say, how long now? About a year?
A year.
Yeah,
A year.
so
Yeah, it came out in
definitely
May last
time
year.
For, if they're going to do a DLC, it'd be now. I know about VR, though. I think they did say this is all but going to be there is Fallout 4 VR. Because that was even...
They showed that last year, but only a select few people got to play it. But
So it should definitely be a thing this year. Man, I wonder how that's going to be done, though. Is it going to be... I mean, I just wonder how it's going to actually be. Is it going to be... You're actually... It's first person everything VR?
I mean, that's what the game is.
It'd be awesome if it was just Fallout 4 in VR.
Right. I mean,
Amazing.
like, there's... I don't
I don't know how else they could do it.
It would have to be like I would have to play on hardcore mode because if I didn't, I would probably in real life forget to eat and sleep.
Nice. Well, not nice. I want you to live.
Oh, thank you. As far as the Fallout, I got something else. You know, we talked about the Fallout VR, but I wouldn't mind if they showed maybe a sequel or maybe a massive update to Fallout Shelter. I still have that thing going.
It's a big
So,
deal.
like, my vault is almost max and everything, but, you know, just something else.
Vault's full? What's
Yeah.
that from?
Right?
I got an empty vault. Apparently it does help me if you
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah. You gotta build,
Yeah.
you can't just build rooms, put them in there, and then, like, take away the doors.
Yeah.
Brian failed at
I don't
Tamagotchi.
like that. Deathball came in. I thought he was a handyman.
Who knew you had to feed the animals?
Thought somebody brought him home. I didn't know.
Well, another thing, you know, we talked about it a little bit in the Microsoft conference. What about Evil Within 2?
Man, you were just, like, jumping in
I would definitely.
I'm
get
going by the list.
I would hope it'd be seen.
there. I mean, like, supposedly, when Bethesda, they had the Bethesda Land tweet, was it from a couple months ago? They had Doom, they had Quake, like Bethesda Land. There was all these attractions, and they had 2 that was under construction. Supposedly, Evil Within 2 is one of those.
So how do y'all feel about that? I mean,
I didn't play the first one.
That's
so
what I was going to
I'm
ask.
gonna
How
have
many you
to
played
be-
the first one?
I played it. I made it all the way to the end, and then I stopped. I don't know. I can't even remember why I stopped. I just stopped. I enjoyed the game. I just stopped.
I think it was misleading, though, because the very first mission you play was so much different than, like, the rest of the game. Like, that first mission when I played it was like you're getting chased by this maniac, like, I don't think it's a chainsaw. I don't remember. Yeah,
I think he did have a
I think he
chainsaw.
did.
Yeah, he did
But then
have a
after that, it
chainsaw.
turns into a zombie game. Or something like that, right?
In a
Yeah,
way.
in a way,
Well,
similar.
more like there would be like some zombies in it, and then it would turn into something else. It was like going through like different stages of horror, which is what caught me. And I cannot remember for the life of me what it was.
You have to be scared of everything for that game to be truly terrifying.
In a way, yeah. Because they had, like what he said, a guy with a chainsaw, and then we had zombies, and then we had a person who looked like one of the covers of Saw, or like someone from 13 Ghosts. The movie was the bomb, by the way.
Talking about the Spider Girl thing.
Well, there was even the Spider Girl. There was, the snake in the water.
Yeah.
And I remember I got a little bit past that point, and then I just stopped playing.
That's a legitimate fear. I always check the toilet before I poop. Like, I don't want a snake biting my bunghole.
That's good, Phil.
I've seen a live video of that. I don't know if it was previously placed there. I don't know. But that would terrify.
There's a movie called Dreamcatcher. I don't know if anybody's seen that.
Oh.
I've read the book, yeah.
There's a scene where that happens where, let's just say, he sits on the toilet, and it's like worm, like, comes out, and he dies, but then someone else has come in, they see the toilet lid shaking. They don't open it, but they have to sit on it.
Yeah, that's kind of a creepy movie back in its day.
Oh, man, it was. Anyways.
Scared of dogs.
Talking about
By the
horror.
door,
Start to hear voices now.
Shit, we gotta check the bed.
behind the door, the dog scurried.
I've got one last comment about Evil Within and Evil Within 2. I would definitely be down for Evil Within 2. Yes, I will definitely get it. People ask me a lot about Evil Within, the first one. They say, was it scary, Chase? I said, genuine horror? No. Was it scary? No. Is it a good game? Yes. Does it have a good horror story? Yes. But at the end of the day, like, did it really scare me? No.
I didn't play it. Okay, like y'all were saying. But I know one person who bought it on PS3 and PS4. And then I think the biggest complaint they had was the black bars. Did that bother y'all near as much? Like, they don't bother me in movies. I don't know why it would bother me in games. Y'all even remember they had black bars?
Talking about the...
Yeah.
Now that I think about May, I might remember seeing that.
Yeah, well, I've heard before that they were supposed to work on it, but I might be thinking again of PC Master Race. I know they fixed it with it.
I remember being told that, like, it's verbatim, but PC's got a mod where it takes the black bars off.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I'm sold. Alright, man.
Yeah, whatever. Get a bigger picture when it's in widescreen.
But I mean, perhaps that could be something they're trying to bring to the table for Evil then too.
No black bars.
No black bars. That
Sequel confirmed, man.
And just out of spite, PC Gaming Shows Monday at 12, we got nothing.
I think...
I know there's a Farmville game on Facebook.
For what? If
No,
only we could show
no,
them
we're
the
not
sheet.
leaving Bethesda yet. Pipe Dreams.
Elder Scrolls 6.
Man, that's my fucking pipe dream too.
I mean, can you... I mean, it's like I said, just come back from... We just got Skyrim. It's been 6 years. Can we not get another game?
This November would have been 6 years.
That's just... I
Well,
mean...
Hold on. I mean, like,
2012.
it fits the timeline. This year fits the timeline. Where Morrowind come out in 2002, or maybe in 2000. Anyways, it was 4 years. 4, 5. No. 5 years. Whatever the fuck. Anyways, numbers are hard. There's a certain amount of years between Morrowind to Skyrim, and then to Oblivion, Morrowind to Oblivion, and then add 1 year was the amount of years from Oblivion to Skyrim. This is that year to add another year from Skyrim to this game.
So
If it is a timetable. I mean, that's conspiracy. You know, I'm Jesse Ventura right now. This is conspiracy theory. But
I'll
If
tell
they
you
do
something,
announce it-
Rickman.
If they do announce it though, I'll hope they do like they did with Fallout 4. They announce it at E3 and it comes out less than 6 months later.
like that fucking reveal. Like, we saw the trailer of it, right? But then, like, yes, just more.
Now, this Morrowind, though, was that... I know it's going to make it, but it was the Elder Scrolls Online Morrowind. Is that just like an expansion for the Elder Scrolls Online, I guess?
Yes.
So it's
they
not another online game.
No, because I was
I
thinking...
mean,
that
that's another company. That's not Bethesda Games working on. We
Okay.
don't know what Bethesda Games is working on.
I was just wondering, because I was hoping they didn't spend a lot of time on that, because I thought it might be them. I was like, that took away from the time they could have been working on it over.
But I do want to say that the reason this Elder Scrolls 6 is in the pipe dream is because we know they're working on 2 AAA games. And it's not Elder Scrolls. The new IPs.
So they
Supposedly, so they claim. Supposedly, it is hitting the other genre, that like the trifecta of RPG genres. You know, for Elder Scrolls they have fantasy, for Fallout they have apocalyptic, and for this new one is going sci-fi.
Okay.
But as far as that, I want to fucking Elder Scrolls. I love Elder Scrolls. Like, I knew I loved Fallout, and I was so excited for Fallout, but I was just thinking, oh my god, I cannot wait for the new Elder Scrolls, and I was playing the new Fallout.
If they do a new Elder Scrolls, what will you get it for?
Yes,
What would be?
Microsoft.
anything.
Yeah, whatever it comes out on first.
All of
If
them.
you tell me it's
All
coming out
of
for
them.
Nintendo Switch, Nintendo has a new console sold. Yes.
Oh man.
Like, that console exclusives do sell systems, and I would buy that system.
I said, there's
Doesn't
not many
matter.
games that rival Destiny 2, but if that were to come out, it would be very hard to not
Right.
play that in its place.
Sorry guys, can't raid.
You know, exploring whatever land that they call it.
Supposedly Black Marsh or Argonian or whatever. From the leaks.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's definitely getting me excited because it's time. It just is. Well,
and
back to
those are our
PC Gaming
pages
Show.
flipping.
The next page. Well, anyway, like we said before, we got nothing on PC.
No, we got a lot
So
on
next.
PC. It's not like we don't have
So
anything
next.
on
Yeah.
PC.
There is so much on PC. We would have to be on another podcast. I mean, there's so much on PC. We don't.
Oh,
have anything
yes,
on PC.
of course. So we're gonna skip that one.
No,
But tune
There-
in
there
at
is-
12 o'clock on Monday.
it is confirmed that for the PC gaming show that there are going to be new game announcements. What
Roller
they
Coaster
are,
Tycoon 2018.
maybe. I'm saying the time.
The Sims
I'm saying
4.
the
If,
year.
if that's really on
No, it
there,
would be the Sims 5. Sims 4 is already out.
Oh, that's right.
XCOM, the developers for XCOM is supposed to be there, so it may be an expansion. I don't know if you like strategy games.
I do. I played XCOM before. I
Okay.
enjoyed it. Mm-hmm.
And the creators of Mark of the Ninja and Don't Starve, they're supposed to be announcing a new game.
Excuse me.
But that is literally Parks and Rec. What's his name?
Rob Lowe is his real name.
Rob Lowe. That's the one I was telling you about. I can't remember his name. Rob Lowe.
Literally.
That was literally the most excited I've ever been. But no, seriously, that's all I got for PC games.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
it.
like, it's just a culmination of, like, everything. I mean, we all know it literally is PC Master Race, but PC's got its own gaming show, and I think it's a magazine that's actually setting it up. So it's not like a major game developing conference, and they're trying to get people to come in. Like, last year, I think it was their first conference, and they even had Phil Spencer on there. He didn't have much to announce, but I think what he did was Killer Instinct was a Play Anywhere title. I mean, so that's whatever. I mean, PC,
Mhm.
it's not typically has to be Steam, but EA Origin and whatever.
Well, okay, then after that'll be Monday at 12 p.m.
Central.
Central, of course.
Is it still in Central?
Yeah, I think it's Central. So, following that, Monday, 3 o'clock Central Time, is Ubisoft.
So it's
Is it Ubi or Ubi?
hold on. I was gonna say, you want to call it Ubisoft? Do you know what their thing you sign into for their games is called?
What?
You play?
I don't care if you call it Ubisoft, but if you call it Ubisoft, you better call it Uplay too. You're welcome.
Ubi play.
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
And
Hell,
there's nothing beside the U.
what?
And you play? It's just you.
Well,
When you add the B, Ubi,
I will show you.
you're gonna lose this. You think I care about language? Show me. See if I don't
That's
change.
just how they pronounce their U's. It's ooze.
Tooken.
Yeah, Tooken. I'll stab you in the eye. I've seen the movie.
Moving on. South Park. Fractured butthole.
What is fractured spelled wrong, Philip? We're gonna say that wrong
It's just
now?
enunciation. You call
No,
it
actually-
Ubisoft, call it Uplay.
I couldn't decide when I wrote that. Is it butt or is it butt? Like it's B-U-T-T or B-U-T? Like I couldn't.
B-U-T-T.
Well, that's why I couldn't remember because I know it's fractured butthole. The fractured butthole. So I was like, is it butt or butt? Anyways. Comes out October 17th.
It's butt. It is butt.
Butt.
Asterisk in there.
Yeah, you play. There's no B in it. That's what gives it the Ubi.
Ooh. B.
I told you, you're not gonna win this war.
Ask Siri.
I win, you just can't
Now you messed me up, Philip.
So that Far Cry
Fractured
5.
butthole.
What?
Man.
About that.
Now, supposedly, with Far Cry 5, is that where we're at?
Yes.
Well, actually, he was talking about South Park, but we
Right,
we had a
that's-
war just now.
I mean, we just didn't...
It's coming out. I mean, October 17th.
This
They
is
got
going to be
delayed,
like
they got the
their
butthole.
second
Respect
E3.
it.
Yeah, that's why they got announced. They then got pushed back. When was it supposed to originally come out?
October.
Of last
then-
year.
No,
Oh, wow.
Then it got pushed back another 6 months. It's supposed to come out in March. Then it got pushed back another 6 months. Something like that.
The butthole was fractured.
Right.
Okay. Well, maybe this October.
Yeah, I mean, unless they just show something drastically different. I mean, we know it's going to be the turn-based. Kind of like what Bethesda was going with. The fantasy. Was it fantasy? Yeah, it was fantasy. Or no. It was, what was the style of it last time? And,
It was fancy with wizards and stuff like that.
okay. Yeah, there was yeah. So now it's
Yeah,
it's the
superheroes.
superheroes this time. Okay. Yeah, that's what it is. The Coon. Can't remember. Yeah,
Mysterion.
that's what it is.
I had Arkham, right? No,
I hope
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu's a summon.
Oh my god.
Or the sorry guy.
Captain Hindsight.
It confuses the enemy.
Yeah, so I mean, like, besides that, it was the best South Park game I've ever played. And I played South Park 64.
Yeah.
Those urine snowballs, though.
Yeah,
What?
exactly. Throwing them at turkeys.
Yeah. Those turkeys were hard to kill, though.
Uh,
So,
What games we do know is going to be at Ubisoft?
Far Cry 5, yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing real quick about Ubisoft, the ones I actually seen, they had a lot of release dates for their games. Which is, I mean, going to
Definitely
some
a change of
others.
pace.
Yeah.
Way to go, Ubisoft.
But actually, I mean, I know there's only 3 I know of that's got released. That's more than most of the ones I've seen so far on the conferences. They don't have any release dates for them games. Yeah,
Right.
Far Cry 5. Again, it looks like Far Cry.
February?
What state is it supposed to take place in?
Montana.
Montana.
the Canada of
America.
America.
Wait, what?
Sorry.
Man.
Sorry.
You can hire a badger to work.
Yeah, supposedly, I
Tanks
mean,
will
we
be
don't
destroyed.
know much stuff, but I was listening to another podcast, and supposedly you'll be able to pick whether you're a male or a female.
Okay.
I don't know if that was ever, like, actually confirmed, but I know it was, it's been said, I don't know if it was confirmed or not, though.
I'm
Oh,
definitely
makes
down
sense.
with that. You know,
yeah, I don't
like,
mind it, but, like, if that's true, they probably should have shown that in the trailer, like the reveal trailer, because Ubisoft has been getting so much flack about only playing as male protagonists, which it doesn't bother me if you're a dude or a woman. I don't give a shit.
A lot of games seem to be going to female protagonists. Horizon,
Yeah.
even Mass Effect, right? I know you could go to either or, right?
Yeah,
By the way, Big Phil, I was listening to last week's Gamerz Gamble.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like, God, I wish you could have been there when Phil was talking about Mass Effect. Because
I
I could
feel
really...
so lonely. Every time I'm
Dude, I can chime in with some Mass Effect. But here's the thing, real fast, I could really go into detail about this, but like playing as a female in Mass Effect, that kind of changes the elements of it. It kind of like changes the emotion, the feeling, the relationships in the game. You know,
But here's
I
your
dig the dude.
uh,
I did. What's his name? What's the black dude?
Liam.
Yeah, I'm like, he laid me. I felt dirty. Like,
Dude, you could totally go for Job if you play as the female.
I'm going to. Like, I'm gonna dick that whole shit.
So real. Okay, here I go. I'm getting into it.
Like, oh, you fucked your way up, didn't you? I fucked my way to stay.
Well, do you
in
think
Pathfinder.
Far Cry? Because Mass Effect, you said it changed the elements. So that's cool though. You know, to have like 2 different characters, you can go 2 different ways. Do you think Far Cry would do that, or do you think it would be almost like the same dialogue, just with the female's voice instead of a male's?
Far Cry is typically not eHarmony for games. Kind of like Mass Effect. Like, yeah, sure, there's a story in Mass Effect, but we're really there just
You
for the relationship.
fucked everybody on the ship.
I tried. That blonde girl
Sounds
is
like
not
more like
good.
casual.
No. Oh my God, in Andromeda, I swear you could hump a tree, man. Like I played it, I'm like, God, you could like fight with everybody. Literally, like citizens, civilians, everybody.
I tried to set up my muffler on my ship.
That sounds more like casual encounters off the Craigslist.
No, like what I'm saying is do you think like both characters will have the same dialogue, or do you think Ubisoft
Man, whatever.
would take time apart and have two different like dialogues
Are
for each
you
character.
saying that we will not be called he or she? We'll just be called as person self?
Don't trigger anybody, Philip. Don't trigger anybody today.
I would say, I think it'd be cool, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I'm a 69.
I would
series.
prefer that way.
It
Like,
gives more replay value if you want to play
it
the
gives
game.
a lot more replay value. You would want to go back as plays a female or a male if it was a different experience. Absolutely.
Even if
Well,
it's
even in
subtle
Far Cry
things.
4, you could pick about who you sided with and then who you gave the rewards of that mission to, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, Far Cry 4 definitely had. I loved Far Cry 3.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah, I mean, that's what got me into Far Cry. I've always been watching it, but
Likewise.
We
Definition
hated
of
Far
insanity.
Cry. Like when me and Brian, when me and Greenmeeny, we used to kick it all the time. And I remember we bought like Far Cry for the Wii one time. We bought it.
oh,
for
that's
the,
where you fucked up.
We bought it for even the 360. I remember we bought Far Cry 3 for the 360 one time. This is when Brian only had the Xbox because mine got Red Ring of Death. Thanks, Brian, for the curse. And we went over there and we played it for like maybe 15 minutes. We were like, oh, this is really good. Let's go eat.
Far Cry 3 was a different beast, though.
I didn't
Blood
mean to say
Dragon-
Far Cry 3. I meant to say Far Cry 2 for the 360.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
sorry.
Like
Not
three.
I
I'm
love
sorry. I didn't mean to say
Three was
3. I meant to say
hands
2.
down.
And Blood Dragon was legit. Also.
Yeah.
It has like the 80s throwback, right?
Yeah, man. It was like I was playing in Tron or something. Like when they when they locked their hands and it was kind of like what was it, the Predator, Arnold and yeah, you son of a bitch. Anyway, oh man, that was just so many throwbacks to that. It was great.
What do you think they'll show at E3 Far Cry 5? Do you think it'll be...
Probably a gameplay mission and
I want to ride
their
track.
PlayStation exclusive, like, and only on PlayStation can this happen. And like somebody jumped in for a mission, kind of like Far Cry 4, maybe, I don't know.
I hope they announce it's co-op.
Yeah.
All the way this
I hope
time.
it's not just 2-player co-op. I wouldn't be mad at 3 or 4-player co-op.
But not like Far Cry 4 where you just do the
Oh, the hideouts.
yes.
Or the
I would play
outpost.
through the whole game. Co-op.
Yeah, I would like that. There you go. Yeah.
I think when I see just what I've seen so far, it reminds me a lot of like GTA 5 when you're out in the country part of that game. You know, because you, like you said, you got tractors.
And I'm not sure of the
Fishing.
geography from Montana. Is it predominantly flat?
I want.
I think it's got mountains.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Or mountainous place. I'm sure there is some flat ground.
Hilly.
A lot of lakes.
But I think we talked about Far Cry 5 on one of them. That may have been last week's. But the American Colt, and then doing an American Revolution in it too. You talking about? I'm pretty much going to be repeating what I said, but they do a great job at charismatic antagonists. And as
You
far
beat
as
me to
making a charismatic person, like, you build a cult by talking people into what you believe. Now that is some of the most charismatic shit right there. I can't wait to kill that fucker.
Satisfaction. I do agree there. They do make some great.
Really hoping for a
Thanks.
really good antagonist, like an awesome.
Oh yeah, like
Really hoping for that.
Like I said, they're good about that. So
Yeah,
you're going to see a good one.
Boss and
How
then
that
what was
will-
it, Pain?
Yeah.
Oh my god, like, and then that twist. What's whatever? Far Cry 5. Looking forward.
February 27th.
The Crew 2 is going to be there. I don't think we know anything about it though. What the Crew 1? Which one was that?
It's the one where you can go. It's like
coast to coast, right?
yeah, coast to coast. Like I mean, the map literally took you an hour.
I remember.
Could you
it
come
was-
to Lex Vegas?
No, you couldn't.
Okay.
But they had like Memphis. They had Nashville.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I mean there was still like
It didn't have
spots.
every town.
No. Even in Nashville, it didn't have like every landmark.
but- Okay.
It just had like a few things that you've seen before. I think it
The
had like
Batman building.
yeah, the Batman building was in there, and you just drove through and stuff. And
You
it
think
was
they'll
really.
expand on that in the two? Like, you think they'll
Well,
make
I'm
it
sure
more
they would. Yeah, maybe I can actually go to my house.
Canada.
This part.
Yeah,
We'll see John out in the front yard.
yeah, maybe better. Well, no, I even like playing multiplayer.
You see now, Crew 2 and announcing with Google was the Google,
Google Maps.
not necessarily Google Maps. it's Street View or something.
Oh yeah.
And what is actually happening around there, and then you're just driving by and you actually see a murder or something. Like, oh shit! I feel like I need to call the cops.
Man, that would be crazy.
Also, this may be for, I beat the first 3 games. I played the 4th one. I didn't much care for it. Splinter Cell. Possibly going to be on the...
Hold on to that. We got one more game that's definitely going to be there.
Okay.
Assassin's Creed Origins.
Oh.
Didn't have one last year. They had a movie.
Subpar movie.
Red Fassbender, right? I think...
It was okay.
I liked how they made it look. Okay, so in the games you've got the
yeah, you just lay there.
the Animus machine. Yeah, this one he actually attached it, and they hooked up these little chains, and it would actually when he jumped or fell, the machine.
Which it makes sense if you play the games. It makes sense with the bleeding effect, right? Because your muscles have memory, so if you were to become a real life through seeing those memories, your muscles would know how to do it. Also, which I liked that part too.
Yeah, it was okay. I enjoyed the movie. Definitely worth
Now,
watching.
we've seen this leaked multiple times, and even, I think GameStop had some leaks about it, but it's supposed to be taking place in Egypt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do y'all feel this one could potentially breathe life back into Assassin's Creed? The franchise. What's that word you used a while ago? Franchise fatigue.
Well,
I
probably getting
sort
there.
of feel that way about Assassin's Creed. Don't get me wrong, don't mean to hate on Assassin's Creed. I love Assassin's Creed. But do you think this game potentially has the chance to really breathe life back into it?
With a 2-year, well, I don't know. I hope so. Syndicate wasn't bad, but I think
It was broken.
no.
Unity.
The
was
one
broken.
before that,
Yeah,
Unity
Syndicate
was
actually
broken.
pretty good. That was the one with Jack the Ripper DLC, right?
No, that was Syndicate.
Well, that's on Syndicate.
Yeah.
Unity.
Syndicate was. Did you play it?
Man, no.
Oh
That's-
man,
what's
it
the-
starts out. Did you? Man,
That's the problem with Assassin's Creed, though. Think about it. I have not got to play Unity, Syndicate. I don't even think I played Rogue, which came out even before that. Which I did. The Black Flag was the last one.
Black Flag, enough said.
yeah, Black Flag was legit. Rogue was Black
Just
Flag,
another version of that, just
and then
the
Rogue
Northern
led
Flag.
directly into Unity, and then Unity picks up where Rogue ends.
Oh, okay, so they do tie in together.
Mhm.
Oh, that's good.
I downloaded those sea shanties to my iPhone.
Oh my god, right?
They were good.
There was nothing that I didn't fast travel.
I
in that
didn't
game.
either. You wanted to sail
Yeah.
to listen to the music. Is that good?
Actually, going along that thing, that I don't know if this is might be conjecture. It's just hearsay, but they did. I heard some today say a possible Assassin's Creed going back to a Black Flag style game, not Origins. I don't know. Kind of like when,
supposedly there's a game taking the Black Flag elements.
yeah,
They're coming out.
yeah. It's not going to be an Assassin's Creed, maybe, but it's going to be a
Just having the elements of
yeah,
Black
exactly,
Flag.
like a Black Flag. That'd be awesome.
Ooh, I would be all for it, man.
Only if they have the shanties.
Yeah,
Only if they have the
want.
shanties. Agreed.
Because I remember when Black Flag came out, and Rogue, it came out not too long after Black Flag, right?
That was a year
It
after.
was a year.
That was the first time where people felt like why are you supporting last gen? Okay, well we're supporting both of them. This game with this one, and then next gen consoles on Xbox One and PS4 had Unity.
The Black Flag was new console.
Black Flag was the year prior. It was on PS3 and Xbox 360.
And then Rogue was too.
Yeah.
But then they did. But can't you get Black Flag now on new console?
Yeah.
'Cause I think what I got.
Yeah, I mean, it released when the
Re-released.
new ones.
come out.
Still waiting on 3
I really love 3.
for PS4.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a good game.
yeah.
It was like
Supposedly,
the Revolutionary War.
were they doing a trilogy release like that, like the American trilogy or something?
I know they had the Ezio collection.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah, I would
What
probably
would
say that.
Yeah, I mean maybe because you would have Black Flag, Rogue, and 3. Those all deal with Hayden and his generation. Connor.
So they might do that as
and,
kind of around the release of their Origins.
I don't think we'll have a whole lot to say about these other ones. I don't know if you have anything
now
else.
they did say there's going to be a new IP, but it's not. It's taken. Supposedly, people were thinking that It's either taking an old IPs and then combining it. It's Mario Cross Rabbids, like with what was it, Rayman?
Yeah.
So that could be the new IP, or it just could be a new IP. I mean, Ubisoft is at the end of their show. They always show something new that's going to come out. What was it? A couple years ago was Division. The year before that was Watch Dogs. Last year, what was it? Wildlands?
Last year was Wildlands.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I mean... all
I
of
think
the
they say
games
too. That
coming
was
out.
like one of the highest rated games so far.
I heard it was really good.
So, I mean... I guess if they're sticking with it, it'd have to be a new shooter.
Yeah, because I mean, not a new IP, but I mean, I think you may see probably another Tom Clancy game of some sort, maybe.
Hopefully it's Splinter Cell. I think we
Yeah,
brought that
yeah,
up
I think
earlier.
mentioned that earlier.
We haven't seen one in... I think it's...
Blacklist.
This will be three years of Blacklist.
Yeah.
It's on my backlog.
Just Dance, I know, is another one that
Oh,
will
man.
probably be there. I mean,
Right. I mean, that's
they pretty much always.
a money maker for...
It really is.
We used to have like Just Dance parties back in the day, man. We
Right.
had a lot of fun with that. Like I
Like
had
on
a
the
lot of
Wii
fun.
and then on Connect.
Yes, we played on the Wii,
Okay,
but that would be good as expected.
right.
Just be sure and put the strap on your arm so you don't like
Flick it
shit in the
across.
TV.
And I know they are definitely making the game, and it's something they're looking forward to, but there will not be a Beyond Good and Evil 2. It's being made, but it's not going to be at E3.
So they claim.
Yeah, so they claim. And Division Year 2 content. It's supposedly going to be shown.
Yeah, I'm taking a selfie.
I think that's pretty much it on the Ubisoft. Of course,
The
again,
next, then the next one would be Sony's.
No,
Big Sony.
This is the heavy hitter, really,
This is the one we could do an episode
by itself.
by itself, probably.
Yeah. Now, I will say this, though. I am super excited about this conference. They've got a lot of games, but
Is
again,
it because you're a fanboy?
I will confirm or nor confirm or deny that. But TBA,
I'm a fan of the
literally-
games they make.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. They got some games that's went on for years.
Okay, like just this year, Horizon.
Yep.
Oh, were y'all expecting more? I mean, that was
That's all I
It
needed.
is 2 years in development.
Right?
I mean, that's not PlayStation exclusive. That was
Oh, was
Bethesda.
it not?
Yeah.
I
That's
thought it
Bethesda.
was. Oh, so it came out on Xbox also.
Oh, Bethesda.
Dude, man, Sony's killing it with them exclusives, man.
Well, like they're
Seriously.
paying out the ass for it, but like
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it. I don't care. I'll play them.
Well, like I said, it sold 60 million consoles. They definitely are going to be able to do stuff like this, probably.
Yeah.
But like I said, the problem is there's no release dates. I mean, I'm sure we'll find out. Sony
No,
comes,
we
obviously.
know what we'll be playing on PlayStation. We just don't know when.
Yeah. So that's the problem with their conference.
But one thing
again,
we do know when. Destiny 2.
September 8th. That's all it really is. Just do that and be done.
Fuck you, Mac.
Red Dead ran away because Destiny 2. That's been confirmed.
Oh, okay. I mean, like, yeah, it was launching the same
Window,
year.
Yeah, you're going to be slowly seeing games start moving the release dates away from September.
I mean, it's
Or anything past September.
regardless of what people actually think about Destiny 1, like Destiny 2's, it didn't necessarily break the internet. It definitely lagged it. So,
This is a hashtag break the internet.
right.
I'm just going to go ahead and get something out of the way. I know I'm hard to hear. I'm just going to get something out of the way. 15 years ago, I found a game. When I was 14,
You old shit.
I'm now a grown,
Woman.
balding man.
Did you assume your own gender?
Please, Kingdom Hearts. Just come out soon.
Please.
It said they will be out, that and Final Fantasy VII Remake will be out in 2020.
God
Damn it!
damn it.
That breaks my heart too. Like, how do you... I was going to say that, but instantly Half-Life 3 popped in my head.
That means
We could get
when
Half-Life
Kingdom Hearts
3
3
before we get
when
those.
Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out, I would have literally waited 15 years. Do you know that that's prison time?
That's life inside. I've done
15
life
years.
waiting for a game.
I feel like I feel like when it finally comes drops, I'm going to be at work and they'll be like, why is this? I've waited 15 years.
If I
Well,
could
this to
quit
come
my
out.
job for Kingdom Hearts 2, imagine what I would fucking do for 3.
The Cubs have won a World Series. Where you at, Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah. I hope now. I did read that same thing that you just said. They didn't say it would be 2020. They just said it'd be
Yeah, 5.
by 3 years. So I'm hoping
Earlier.
Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out
Next year.
next year. That's what I'm hoping for. I would even be okay with like a December release. It's got to be coming close because they're doing all this stuff like releasing all the games for the PS4 and stuff. And
There's nothing left. They have literally done everything.
at least with this storyline,
15.
I don't want to be
15's
45 years old playing the new Kingdom Hearts game with a new character.
If need be, I will be 45 years old playing Kingdom Hearts.
Also, yes. But I don't want to be.
Yeah, I will be unhappy till I play it.
Yes. That's all I'm going to say.
On the Square Enix, new update for Final Fantasy 15,
Mhm.
Off-Road Regalia, and episode Prompto is coming up.
Okay. What is the off-road thing?
Off-Road Regalia?
Yeah.
You take the Regalia off-road. It's literally in the name.
Well, considered I died every time I
Flew it.
flew it,
Yep, same here.
I'm going to die again.
But maybe not now that he can go off-road, I don't know.
We'll just break trees down. I know when I finally got the hang of it, I died. Don't drive it at night.
Alright, Disney 2 and Square Enix at Sony. Days Gone.
Final Fantasy VII, you forgot about, if you're going to talk about Square Enix, might as well go ahead and get out Final Fantasy VII out of the way.
No, they're doing a Chrono Trigger remake. I know. You're welcome. No, I'm just playing. They didn't confirm that, but what if they do? What if they do?
Brian, I seen him pull out a knife.
Like Ryosuke and Pachi.
Yeah.
Little Assassin's Creed go back there. No, but... Okay, yeah, Final Fantasy 7. I guess episode 1 will be out maybe this year.
Are they thinking this year?
No, by 2020.
Okay.
But, yeah,
Damn
okay.
troll.
Days Gone?
Oh, yes.
Now,
yes.
someone told me earlier that Days Gone's supposed to be like State of Decay. Is Sony's answer to State of Decay? I don't know. I did not know of that information. Really, do we know what Days Gone is besides a World War Z zombie game? Like hordes of zombies?
No idea.
It looks like Sons of Anarchy meets World War Z, yeah. But the thing is, they had gameplay, a lot of gameplay last E3.
They
Yeah,
did.
it was like a few minutes of like one scenario,
true.
though.
Yeah. But I mean, the game engine, everything was built and ready, so you'd think they gotta be close
Right.
to a release date, and I'm sure they will probably announce it this E3.
I kind of get like you're an underdog kind of feel from it, like you're overwhelmed, and stealth very well may come into play of it. But again, we don't know a whole lot about it.
What I seen was, at least in the gameplay last E3, it was one of those type of games, kind of just going back to World War Z, like if you start killing the zombies, you're not going to kill them all. You're going to run out of ammo,
That's
or
what I...
like you can't kill them. You just got to get away, kind of.
Right.
Thing. You can stop them, slow them down.
The game probably will not give you enough bullets.
Mm.
And that's what I loved about World War Z, the movie. Like, they were killing one, but they were just running right over it.
I remember they were
Or
just like
something.
piling up on the
Yeah,
wall and stacking up
Oh
on
my-
each other.
like,
Yeah,
that was
and
legit.
if they can do that in this game, man, that'd be fun.
You make it like a struggle kind of feel, like
Yeah.
the game is a struggle.
Like, when so many zombies got in on the roof last year, like, the roof...
Caved in.
That may have been a set piece,
Yeah.
but the roof caved in.
I remember they were busting in the windows too.
Yeah,
coming through.
like...
It literally was filling it. And I just wondered, it kind of scares me, like, I'm sure the consoles can handle that, but if you get in a small area with all that happening, I wonder if it will, frame rate and stuff will survive.
Right.
It really depends on what console you're playing on, but
Switch. No.
but again, they've been real
Switch can
quiet
handle
about
it.
it, to be honest, so since E3. You haven't heard anything about it, so it's very interesting.
Okay. My personal... It was my pipe dream for last year. Now I definitely want to see more of it, is the Norse mythology God of War.
Oh,
Man. Now, do you think this one's gonna be? You think they're gonna stick with the formula? It's gonna be linear and fucking epic all the way through. Kind of, I'm not mad at it. Kind of like Uncharted was, or do you think it'll be open world? Then?
I hope linear.
I think it's gonna be linear.
God of War should be a linear game. Like, I wouldn't mind a few changes. I
Right.
guess, you know, if you're promoting a new game, you should always try to upgrade your game. But no, it should definitely stay like more like linear. I think that would give it more of its old type of.
Now they did confirm it's not gonna have any multiplayer.
That's
They had
fine.
Fun with it, like, but
I'm not buying that for a multiplayer. You know.
no.
But then again, you think God of War, it's a rename. It's the same name as the original, so it could be if they're redoing like a. Well, it's not a redo, I know that, but
Or they,
it could be open world. Is what I'm getting at because it's
or they may not have just
Yeah.
revealed the subtitle to it yet.
Yeah,
That's true.
I mean,
Yeah.
literally,
They
it's
just
just
may
called
not
God
come
of
up
War
with
right now.
it's true.
But
Oh, actually, no, they did confirm it's God of War. That beard though.
I'm jealous. Yeah, I mean, Kratos. Maybe it's just because maybe part autistic or something. I don't know. I don't like him having a big axe. I miss the blades.
Yes.
Right?
They gotta come back.
Chains,
Maybe chain
Chains of
axes.
Chaos?
I don't know.
Blades. There were blades of everything. The blades of
Blades
Chaos,
of
blades
Death.
of Olympus. Depending on what game you're playing.
Yeah, that is kind of wild to see.
But I guess because he's not tied to the Greek, he may not have. I mean, it was Athena that gave him the blades.
They're probably in his hut somewhere.
I mean, maybe he probably just got hanging up on the wall.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Hey, we're just
Probably
hunting right
just
now.
in case.
No need to me to bust them out. I mean, I'm gonna need those blades.
You gotta
Come
find
killing
Odin
a fucking
sometime,
dragon.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
But Insomniac, the same people who did
Ratchet and
Ratchet
Clank.
Clank, my mind blanked there for a second.
Mine did last week.
Spider-Man,
Right?
and I've not liked an Insomniac game ever. So
Like,
for them to,
you even enjoyed Sunset Overdrive, which wasn't a bad game, but
Yeah. I mean, it had its flaws, but it was still a really fun game. A lot to do, very colorful. Showed off the Xbox One, you know. So still, there hasn't been just a bad game. They've all been good. I'm excited to see where they take Spider-Man, because Spider-Man is always hit or miss. The games that are good, that are Spider-Man, they're awesome, and you'll remember them. But the games that are bad, you talk about them in the same context, except they're bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's always yes or no, negative or positive.
don't worry
And-
about mine. You speak to the mic.
How long has it been since we've had a Spider-Man game? I think PlayStation
2014.
Yeah, 2-3 years ago. It was
But
Amazing
that was
Spider-Man 2.
That was a Beatrix game, right?
Yes.
Whoever done like Shattered Dimensions and
Well- Edge of Time.
Edge of Time.
I think so, but it was still Amazing Spider-Man Part 2. It was fun, not as good as the first Amazing Spider-Man. Like I said, Amazing Spider-Man was amazing. The first one for the PS3, it was a great game. Like, I enjoyed playing it all the way through. I didn't get, like, burnt out at all playing it the time I did. Amazing Spider-Man 2, by the time I got to the end, I was already kind of like, okay, I'm just ready to get it over with. So I'm hoping that this Spider-Man game, the way it's looking, you know, the new outfit and everything, if it is Insomniac, he's got to have gadgets. That's what they're known for.
Right.
Bringing in creative new ideas and...
Well, I was just scrolling through. I saw an article not too long ago when I was looking up, and I was trying to correct myself for the looking through it. And although we know it's not tied to the MCU, it's also, this is not an origin story Spider-Man. This is experience Spider-Man. So when that made me reminded me whenever you said he's gonna have gadgets. I mean, we may or may not see fucking Spider Belt, but we may be using Spider Tracers or any other Spider utilities. I love Batman. No, I can't think of any other.
Different kinds of web. Like he uses different kind of like acid web or something.
Okay.
Electric
like a spider
web.
ball or whatever.
Yeah. So I'm excited about it. I don't really have much else to say about it. I just hope it's at E3.
Fairly certain. Hopefully they capture the magic. I didn't play the Amazing Spider-Man 1, like you were saying. I think I may have played it when you had it, right?
Yeah.
But I hope they capture what made, was it Spider-Man 2 on PlayStation 2? Oh my god, like swinging through New York City in that game. That, I don't know if it was just like the first time, but they definitely captured Spider-Man essence in that game.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope they can capture it again.
And then they killed it with Spider-Man 3.
Thanks, Sam Raimi. My one chance to get fucking Venom, and they
No,
whatever.
next year.
It doesn't matter. He's not part of the MCU.
It's still rated R.
Well, he said this
Rated
Spider-Man's
R don't
not
make
even going to be
anything
part
good.
of the
Deadpool,
MCU.
Rated R doesn't make it good.
Wolverine.
That's Logan. But rated R doesn't make it good.
I'm pretty sure if Logan was PG-13, it'd have the same outcome as the Wolverine, which is absolutely god awful.
But rated R porn.
There's Triple X.
What?
It always gets better with Triple X.
What was it, NR?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
you know
rated.
what?
But just because it's rated R doesn't make it good. But
Gives them room to do more.
yeah,
Thank you. That's what I was going to say.
you just didn't have the words to say it. I understand.
That is the movie Spider-Man Homecoming. This is just Spider-Man.
These are not
Yeah.
connected.
Yeah, they're not.
Not connected. No Tom
So
Holland.
we don't know what like the story of the Spider-Man game is, probably.
We imagine it's going to
Maybe.
be like normal ones where there's going to be one major villain. I'm sure it's either going to be Venom, Green Goblin, or Kingpin is what you normally see.
Green Goblin has showed up in the IMDb. So we know he's at least in there.
So I imagine like there's going to be like smaller ones, like Shocker's probably going to be in it. He's in every one of them. Maybe
He's even in
Scorpion.
Homecoming.
Yeah, like Rhino may make an appearance. I would love to. I always love seeing
I
Rhino.
wouldn't be mad if it was Paul Giamatti.
Yeah, me
I
neither.
like it.
Me neither. Bloodborne 2.
Yes.
Maybe.
Maybe. That's definitely maybe.
Like I
Supposedly,
said, there was that image that got released. It showed Bloodborne 2.
Yeah.
But someone said, though, in the very bottom corner, if you read the fine print, there was some discrepancies that didn't really make it look like it was a legit picture.
How so?
I want to say it was something to do with something about like if Sony was on the bottom. Sony has all the rights or something, and it's not true or something like it actually is. Who makes Bloodborne?
It's the From Software
From
developers.
Something like that. Like it should have said like From Software has.
Oh, so they made it look like it was a Sony first party game.
Yeah, but it's really From Software. So again, could be a small thing that just got messed up, but I still think you can see it. It was such a highly rated game, and it's been a while since we've had Dark Souls 3, of course. But
Right.
I would think you would.
Well,
see
Dark
something
Souls 3 come out a year after Bloodborne, so it's definitely plausible.
like that. And of course,
There was no Souls game released this year.
Yep.
Not yet.
that was the DLC, but then again, but still. Yeah. But Last of Us 2, I know that one will probably definitely be there because that was there last year. Just a little
Really hope
teaser
so.
trailer.
And it had an amazing trailer last year.
Oh yeah, and like I said, you flash The Last of Us on there. That's all you need. You know,
Right,
Goes
like,
wild.
yeah,
That
'cause
was, yeah.
that's just a big game, man. For Sony, especially.
It's Naughty Dog, but the amount of quality that they tend to put out. I want to know if Joel's in there. I mean, we seen Ellie, right? Or was Joel in this?
Yeah, I
yeah,
think
he
Joel was in the
yeah.
trailer. Yeah.
Yeah, because he walked up.
I'm glad
And
you guys did. Good job.
she was playing the guitar. I remember he was like, "What are you doing, kiddo?"
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yep. I mean, unless we see something else, it'll just be hearsay, right? Uncharted, was it The Lost Legacy?
I was like, it's
Same thing. I mean, more Uncharted is never a bad thing. Is this a standalone DLC or?
standalone.
Okay. So I'm still waiting for my season pass payoff for Uncharted 4. I think it's coming. It's supposed to have single player DLC, but maybe I should try it. I don't know. They've got it. I've not heard anything about it.
Got him.
Got me. They got me.
Call of Duty World War II. That'll probably be shown again.
Oh yeah.
November 3rd when that comes out.
I've got a quick comment about that. Likewise, I can't remember what game I was talking about, breathing life too early, but I think this Call of Duty game has a chance to breathe some positive life back into the Call of Duty franchise. I think mostly any Call of Duty fan would agree we're getting a little tired of going towards the futuristic path, and we were all wanting to take a step back.
I think most of the Call of Duty fans agree with Battlefield 1 and Infinite Warfare was the most recent one, being two sides of the same, like, one was the most liked YouTube video and then one was the most disliked. This Ghostbusters remaster movie notwithstanding. Like, okay, video game trailer.
Like, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare was like the first Call of Duty in years that I did not even purchase, that I did not even play.
Really?
Now, whether it was really good or not, I don't know. But the fact is, reason
Jon
being,
Snow.
True.
Yeah, that was like the best part about the whole game.
Jon Snow, Kevin Spacey. I mean, who they bring in with World War II? It's Matthew McConaughey. I swear to God.
Oh.
We got to battle X and a dragon.
Well, now shoot this guy. Or I can't.
All right. No,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah.
No, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew
Yeah, that's him.
When I shoot this gun, will they die? I don't know. I don't know where I am right now, but I know where this bullet's going.
I feel like that's a Morgan Freeman.
I was
No,
about
no,
to
no.
say that's what it's going to be in World War II. It's gonna be
Oh, is
Morgan
he going to
Freeman.
narrate
God.
it? Oh my God.
John, you can do it.
Hold on. D-Day was a very bad day.
Man, it's all about hit the motion
Speaking
strings.
of, that was how many years ago? Actually, one day this week.
It was a long time ago. I do know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
D-Day.
D-Day.
Yeah, D-Day. Yeah. We done a moment of silence a while more.
June 7th.
Maybe. Just a few days ago.
But not to mention with World War II, that's kind of getting back to the roots of what Call of Duty was built on, you know.
Right.
So that's cool that we're kind of getting back to that.
Kind of going along with that, it's kind of funny you talked about how Infinite Warfare was not that great of a game. People bought that game only to get Modern Warfare remastered. So it's kind of funny, you think about that game was kind of boots on the ground, and here we're finally getting another one just like that.
Yeah.
So
We're getting back on boots on the ground.
yeah, so you see what people want. They buy a game just to get the game they really want,
Yeah.
and it's same. So it's really good they go back to this.
So is it just the naysayers that are saying, I don't want the same game every time, or is it really Call of Duty people saying, we're tired of the same game, but then they diverge?
You hear that a lot.
Right. You diverge, and then the sales slowly decrease, and then it gives back to the same game, and then comes up.
They did the same thing with Coca-Cola, 25 years ago? Like, it was Coke, and
They
then
took
it was...
cocaine in it?
No. Like, I think it was like 89 or 90. There was Coke, and then it came out with, like, Coke something else, and no one liked it.
Zero?
No, it wasn't Coke Zero, but it was like 2 years of this Coke, and no one liked it. And then they changed it to Coke Classic, which went back, and then, like, there's, like, it
The
just...
stock went right back
Yeah, I
up.
mean, it just skyrocketed it back up because people wanted it.
Mhm.
So maybe they did the same thing with Call of Duty.
Possibly.
I think Call of Duty's always going to sell, really. Right?
I mean,
Yeah.
even though you were saying that, I don't know if it took into account, but the latest Call of Duty, it was still the highest selling game of last year.
Yeah, it was.
I'm sorry about the silence. I thought Brian was about to destroy something maliciously.
Yeah. Also, I know we said it earlier, but we're not the biggest racing fans, but just to put it out there, Gran Turismo Sport. I'm not big into the simulation racing games, that's why I don't.
You know, it's
Like
funny. I
Forza.
think Gran Turismo was actually what started the whole racing franchise, really.
Yeah.
And then it went into like
The Racing Sim.
I'm trying to think there was another one. It got like Dirt. I don't even know. I think that was pretty recent.
And Grid.
I never played the Grids, but I remember Grid. Yeah. And then of course you got Forza. That's kind of like really the staple now.
Right.
I guess at least for Xbox. I guess Xbox is, Forza, and then Sony will be
GT.
GT.
Oh, Grand Theft Auto.
You do have racing in that too, but no, yeah. Gran Turismo.
Also, we don't know what the games are, but Sony has promised big announcements regarding Japanese games. Yeah, I just wrote games.
Ni no Kuni!
Yeah.
Revenant
Ni no
Kingdom.
Kuni. I don't think that's necessarily Japanese. I think that's like European. But anyways.
No, it's Japanese.
Okay. They didn't say Sony exclusives, but it did say they were coming to consoles. So, for Japanese games.
But, talking about RPGs and saying something about Ni no
Nobody said
Kuni.
anything about fucking RPG.
I did.
Well, like Persona 5, would that be considered like a...
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well,
definitely...
well,
That's the
Persona
only reason
5,
to own a
but-
Sony console. That and use it as a mouse
to
pad.
Charles. Charles literally bought a PlayStation 3 again just to play Persona 5 because he couldn't afford a PS4. I'm be like, that's dedication.
That is dedication.
But no, talking about Ni no Kuni 2, I'm really hoping to see something, going back to what I said, what could persuade me into buying a new console, PlayStation this year alone's got, several RPGs coming.
Persona 5. I mean, you bought Persona,
I
right?
bought Persona 5. Ni no Kuni's coming out.
Do we know
Final
when?
Fantasy 12's coming out. No, I mean, it's still...
Oh yeah, Final Fantasy 12. Zodiac Age.
that comes out next month. Looking
I
at
don't
this
know if
list...
they'll push that too hard. It may be like, collage.
But even if
of-
they don't, though, if you look at this, though, they hit almost every category
Yeah.
for
First-person shooters.
gamers.
Open world,
RPGs, open
Horizon.
world. I can't even talk right.
I mean, not even they're hitting those. That's not even including what they've already got on the system.
Yep.
I mean, that's all I have for actual stuff confirmed. Now we can get into the maybes.
No, there wasn't. Well, no, it's still a maybe. Go ahead.
I got Detroit Become Human.
I would think you'll see some of that, because,
We saw some last year, did we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we saw that it being announced.
so maybe you see some, which again, I don't even know what the game really is about.
The ultimate choice game.
Well, I
I'm
thought that,
imagining-
but
Oh, go ahead.
no, I was saying I thought it was like an ultimate choice game, and it might be. Is it? Is that
No, it's an alt choice game. It's about
Okay.
the same people who've done Heavy Rain, and they've done another one.
Until Dawn.
No.
I know you taught Heavy Rain though, and can't think of the name of it.
Like, all you gotta do is, for me, is say it's a choice game, and you got my attention. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of different paths, different choices, different options. Love those kind of games. And from what we saw last year, Detroit Become Human, looks like that is the game to have, apparently. Or
Okay, so I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
Quantic Dreams, they done Beyond Two Souls, which some people could glitch into and see what's her name naked. Ellie, or no, Juno.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Anyways, just put that on front. Like,
I'm
that's what I knew
googling
about
now.
That's what I knew about the game for real.
how much is this game now?
On sale this week. Indigo Prophecy, Detroit Become Human, Heavy Rain. So
Okay.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
we can
I
assume
mean,
this is going to be...
They do choice games.
And
That's
it looked like, from what I've seen, they had actual. I know one of them was an actor that I've seen in like a show and a movie and stuff. So I feel like maybe they'll have others that's going to be making this game like.
If memory serves me right, like, they showed one scenario, and then they, like, branched out to all these different ways. It was like, I don't know, hundreds maybe pushing it, but like 50 different ways to handle this just one situation.
a lot of good replay value, but personally for me, I don't like such like that because that just like overwhelms me. Like,
Yeah.
I understand the
know what
replay
the
value, but I have not once ever replayed the game.
True.
Like Heavy Rain, spoilers, Origami Killer, like the detective. I mean, it was cool. Did y'all guess it? Who the Origami Killer was?
Didn't play Heavy Rain.
No? You just got spoiled, son.
I have some other maybes. Knack 2 again. That didn't a PlayStation come out with Knack?
That is a PlayStation, a Sony exclusive, and it was released with Knack.
That's what I was thinking. So Knack 2 could be coming.
I think Infinite Takedown. Didn't he buy that?
Yeah, that's actually one of the
It
reasons.
was like
I
one
did
of the
come
first
with
ones that came
consoles,
out
yeah.
for it too. Yep. Love you,
Would
brother.
it be too soon for them to show something on Horizon DLC?
I don't think so. Maybe a perfect time because the game come out when?
February or March.
Yeah, so everybody's. I'm gonna say not everybody. 'Cause I'm actually probably about to get into it again. I say a lot of people's probably put it down for now. So it would be perfect.
It's
time
still
to
fresh
pick
in
it
the
back up.
minds of people who have played it,
Yep.
and it's still getting pushed fairly well.
And there are plans of a sequel.
So
Don't know
DLC
when.
and sequel. I mean,
Oh.
probably too early for a sequel, but
Probably
DLC.
for sure.
Dreams. Do y'all even know what that is? Like, I remember them showing it, but I have no fucking idea. Like, how even. It was just somebody creating dreams, and then the game was taking whatever you put in there and just making some weird PCP shit. But it was like in your mind, you know how like dreams just go wherever. I mean, that's what the game did. I don't even know if that's a game or if they were just showcasing what PlayStation 4 can do.
I should write down. Dreams.
What about-
John. Oh, you were saying?
What about that Kojima game?
No, that's not. That's actually. Bitch, if you had Twitter, you'd know. You followed me. I retweeted. He's not. He's gonna be in an interview with Geoff Keighley, but they're not gonna show anything on Death Stranding.
I guess he too where he's like, we're not gonna be there because we're gonna be working on the game.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he said.
Which is good, but still, man, I don't
They
get why
didn't
they
really give
show.
us much.
Yeah, and then again, it wasn't even after. It was after E3. They showed another trailer, a little bit longer trailer, right? It was the one with like it showed the baby, like the guy holding it, like
Norman
Yeah.
Reedus. That was the announcement trailer.
yeah. Well, this one Norman Reedus wasn't in this one though.
Okay, you're talking about the one. It actually had
Showed like the people going on the bridge.
the
like,
dude that was walking underneath out of the sewer.
Yeah.
That's the director.
Oh,
Who
okay.
done Sons of Anarchy, Big Fighter Robots. I have the movie guys here. Come on now. Hold on, I have Pacific Rim. Director.
Oh, we should've known that. We knew.
Guillermo del Toro. That was him.
Oh yeah.
So he's helping with that. Like they're saying, "Fuck you, Konami, no PT or Silent Hills." So they're doing Death Stranding, and Guillermo del Toro. He's in it with it. I mean, that's the reason. Like it showed his face.
Okay. And I know he goes in the tunnel, and then there's another actor in the back. Like you see, like with the can't remember, like the I don't remember.
I
But-
love your train of thought.
I did. I was trying to think, they're not military, but they're walking, and
Right.
they like detached their hoses from him, and like it showed his face, and he
yeah.
had like that black.
No, I have
coming
no
out of
idea
his
who
eyes.
that was.
He's an actor. I can't think of his name, but he's in a few other things. But I'm excited for it, but yeah, it's not going to be an E3.
Yeah. That,
I mean,
Uh,
don't know why, but
As of 2 days ago, they announced a new Dragon Ball Z title.
is it Dragon Ball Z or is it just Dragon Ball?
Well,
everything?
right now, what we know, it's called Dragon Ball Z Fighters.
Okay.
And the only reason we're calling it that is because so far we've seen no evidence of, like, Super being in it.
Okay.
Like, we've only seen, there's been a couple screenshots out. They're giving up the 3D look. They're going to turn it back to cel-shaded because of, I think, a game that came out here recently.
Xenoverse?
No, it wasn't Xenoverse. It wasn't a Dragon Ball Z game. There was a game that came out here recently that really showed off, like, how you can do cel-shaded. Like, and make it look like it's an actual anime. Like, make it look really good, the best it's ever done.
Mhm.
I know Persona did it here a while back. and it looks really good. They're going to turn this more like Street Fighter, which kind of makes me nervous. I do like the Budokais, but I really...
There was a PlayStation 2 fighter, Dragon Ball, I can't remember.
Well, it was Dragon Ball Budokais, and then it was Infinite World, and then it was...
Are you talking about where it's 2D fighter and directional combos?
Yes, and that was good, but it still wasn't set up like Street Fighter. It was like its own kind of version because you could go Super Saiyan in it, you know.
That PC game? Remember back in high school?
Yeah, I do. I do remember that. I even found one. I'll talk to you about it after the show. You need to download it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
But anyway,
PC Master.
I'm excited about it. As far as like, I'm always ready for a new Dragon Ball Z game. I just really hope they don't turn it to more competitive because I do like playing Dragon Ball Z
Casually.
I still play my Xenoverse 2, and I love Xenoverse 2. I love playing with more people. I'm glad that we're getting away from this MMO aspect, though.
Oh, okay.
Like, I just wish we could go back to kind of like Rage and Blast, because that's like to me, it's like the perfect way to play a Dragon Ball Z game is kind of have freedom in the sky and like move around.
Okay.
And when you play something like Dragon Ball Z in like a Street Fighter element or like Budokai, you kind of limit the potential that you could see other characters do.
I love the Tenkaichi,
Mm-hmm.
where you can move up and down. The controls could have been better, but
that's what Tenkaichi 3 came out for. Tenkaichi 3 was,
I remember that.
to me, is
It was the
probably
bomb,
the perfect Dragon Ball Z game that's ever happened. Anyway, I read something just a little while ago saying that chances are we will see something at the Sony conference about it.
That's
A
cool.
real good chance. So
Still, they're hitting pretty much every genre.
mm-hmm.
It's pretty much all the rumored ones. Hype Dreams.
Kingdom Hearts 3,
There you go.
2017.
Man, for me, I mean, I would love that. Also, just go on a different one. New Infamous, Sucker Punch. I love that universe. Second Son wavered a little bit for me. Maybe that's because I loved Infamous 1 and 2 so much.
Mm-hmm.
And to actually pretty much not even really acknowledge the first two went on. I want something kind of to go back.
I guess one thing for me, but before we go, my pipe dream of Sony is the Until Dawn 2. Maybe we'll see that something about that.
Now, is the VR game for Until Dawn out?
It has been, yeah. For a while,
Okay.
yeah. It's honestly, I mean, yeah, it has like some of the I guess the enemies from the game. Well, on it, the enemy, the antagonist from the game.
I mean, again, going back to like the VR thing, like if you played that game normally on your TV, no, it wouldn't be scary. But putting that VR on and playing that game, it's terrifying.
I guess you can play it without being in the VR if you wanted to, yeah, because it does project it on the TV for like call it group. Something so wherever people around you can watch you play.
Okay.
So I guess you could, yeah. But yeah, you no point in doing it. I mean, I guess. But my pipe dream, I guess, for Sony, and man, I really hope this will be the case, but another Shadow of the Colossus. Like either a reboot, like a remake of the first one, or just a brand new one. Or really, because I know they did The Last Guardian, which, man, that took 10 years. So, I mean...
A couple cancellations, or not cancellations.
So for them to do this is a very, very long shot, apparently. But, man, I love that first game.
When they show up, they show something, and in their subsequent E3s, they don't show anything. They just show up and tell them we're still working on a game that's not canceled. Like, that's
Half-Life 3
That's the way
confirmed.
to answer it and not, like, say it's been canceled, yeah.
Mine is not necessarily a Sony exclusive, and the bad part about this is I feel like EA would have showed it if it was going to happen, but I really want a Dante's Inferno too.
Oh yeah, man, Dante's was legit.
It's one of those games every year. I cross my fingers,
Oh yeah.
hoping it'll show up. Hasn't yet, but we'll see. But I feel like it's definitely a no because I feel like EA would have showed it if it was gonna.
My pipe dream really has been the same one for a few years now. But
Get in the van.
I would really like to see a Wolf Among Us sequel.
Possibly. I mean, like, I love that Telltale series.
Man.
That's probably,
Man.
besides the Batman one, Batman being a close second. But Wolf Among Us, Telltale. Have you?
I've gotten back.
I mean, that's a choice. That's one of those Telltale games.
If you're into
That
story,
one
I'm
is
down.
so good. It's Fables, but not like Fable we know with Microsoft. But it's like take your, I guess the childhood rhyme stories,
But it's their dark
take
versions.
take it to an adult.
It's the actual versions of the story.
Like you
not
play
the
as,
version.
they call him Big B, but you're the big bad wolf, and he is the mayor or the sheriff. Sheriff.
PS3, PS4,
Yes.
both of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sold.
Yep. Oh, man.
Yeah. Man, like just buy the whole season. Oh man, I was playing it. It's one of the Telltale games where you typically with Telltale games, I'll wait until like episode 4 comes out, and then I'll just burn through them and then wait for 5. I was playing each one day
Right
of
there.
release.
Oh
Right
man.
there.
Yeah.
I think they were even free at some point. Because I know I've got first.
Yeah, they were free at one time.
Yeah, I don't know which ones I've
PlayStation
got.
Plus.
I really like to see some more Telltale games. Like, oh, they had Guardians of the
Yeah, they got the
Galaxy,
Guardians
Telltale.
just coming out. They're working on Game of Thrones season 2.
Walking
Right.
Dead.
Walking Dead. They're doing season 3, or season 3 just is about to
Yeah,
finish.
that's yeah.
I haven't heard that be promoted that much. Season 3.
No, like season 1 released and was I think won Game of the Year for the VGAs, but season 2 and onward has gotten quieter and
They're
quieter.
doing good. I mean, they keep making them.
Yeah.
I enjoyed what episodes I played this last season. Walking Dead really good. But I like to see them do some more.
Wait, is Kenny back?
Keep,
Oh shit!
I'm alive.
I'm alive, meeting. Watch him be an invincible zombie or something. I hope. Anybody else? Like, I have a few pipe dreams. Like, do y'all think Sony's going to try to stay out of the handheld market?
Yep.
Yeah, I
Like,
think
they're
they're
not going
done.
back with Vita too.
I
or-
think they're done.
they have their handheld VR.
They're
and
done.
apparently
They're
it's
done.
selling fairly well.
Yeah, Spire's doing well. People are actually assuming there'll probably be a price drop. So, this week.
Good pipe dream to have for the Sony conference. Release dates.
Oh man,
Oh, man,
not
you
stuff
can-
we will be like. You will play it on PlayStation 4. When, right? And then,
And that's a
Yes,
big
well
thing you
said.
think about. You get this huge list of games. When am I going to play it? And then if it's going to be a while, then Xbox is going to come in with some really good games that'll come out this fall and take over for a little while, which is good.
I mean,
I'm good for everybody to
I
do
have
it.
both of them.
Yeah.
Shit.
I'm
I'll
not
be a
like
happy
Sony
gamer.
to take over and just stay on top. I would like Xbox to, take over and be.
But they
on
gotta
top for a
announce.
while.
They have to announce their games. And I
Definitely.
hate I have to work.
Half these games though have the potential to be the PS5 launch
Yeah.
titles.
Whenever that's gonna be. Thank you, Meanie. Will they show anything about PlayStation 5
I
with
don't think so.
Scorpio
I don't
coming?
think
Man,
I think
I
that's
don't
too
know.
early.
I could see them at the very end of the conference. Splash screen, PS5.
Like
Lights go out.
holiday
They're coming
20,
soon.
holiday
Yeah.
2018 or something.
And that's the
No,
thing.
I think
I don't
it's-
even think they'd have to do a date. I think they'd show PS5, and then obviously the crowd go crazy, and then obviously everything would blow up. People would be asking, "What about it?" That's all I gotta say.
And they're like, we haven't forgotten. They're like, I don't know.
Then again, though, that would make no sense in my opinion because PS5 is coming at some point. But if they thought PS5 with nothing on there but just PS5,
They would have to do some kind of marketing or something. Like,
Yeah,
would our
I
game
don't
still be able to play on it? Because
holiday,
There was also-
question marks.
there was also something recently that one of the most requested features for Xbox One was the backwards compatibility. And of all the features of Xbox One plays, backwards compatibility is the least used. So I guess, like, we want to know we can do it, but we don't do it.
Well, that's just the other thing they got coming out. Xbox Game Pass or something.
Yeah, the Game Pass,
Is that where you just get the games?
the
Download?
Netflix for games.
Or is that the PlayStation you download?
Well, you can
PlayStation
do it on
one
the
of these.
PlayStation with View.
No,
but,
okay.
I forgot
Actually,
this last week.
Or
you know,
now.
we did talk about it, and I looked into it more. The Game Pass, you download it, but you have to be online
To play it.
to play it.
Okay.
We were like, once you download it, we'll just
But you don't
fuck
stream
offline.
it.
No,
like
you
you
don't
do on
stream it.
PlayStation.
You just download it, you play it, but you have to be online to play it.
Makes sense. I guess that way
And
it
then-
recognizes your membership and stuff. Or your,
And then PlayStation Now, you stream everything and don't have to download it. So I guess it's dependent on your internet.
that'd be good. I mean, it might take a while to get, but
Rip
maybe
it.
if you have it and play it.
Charter will live again.
I mean, anybody else have anything on Sony? 'Cause I know I think we mentioned earlier, but it's Red Dead didn't. I just won't play. Do you think it'll be there? But they said it would.
They said no Red Dead Redemption. Well, Rockstar never shows up. Well, whether their game just gets shown into like a collage of games, it happens. But Rockstar is above E3. Rockstar
They
is
haven't shown us
transcended.
E3 since hot coffee.
There you go.
Oh, hot copy. Okay, and that's a 2018 release. I think.
Yeah,
They'll push it
just,
back.
yeah.
Another one that won't be there, which I was just sad about, is Darksiders 3.
Oh yeah.
Will not.
I'm waiting for a sequel. I mean, I know it's got 3, but a story sequel. Like, I want the 4 Horsemen to be here and ready to kick somebody's ass.
Man, could you imagine?
Because I know
having
how
their
this
all
one's going
four
to
there?
end. Like, they're all 3 coming down, ready to whoop some angel's ass.
It's gonna be, yeah. And again, how long has it been since 2?
Yes.
That's all I need. It's been a
Well,
while.
Since 2 is released, we've had Mass Effect Andromeda come out. THQ has died.
Speaking of THQ
Oh.
done, do you think somebody somewhere will announce something about a,
Tony Hawk.
no, not Grand Theft Auto, the funny one.
Saints Row?
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh.
they just shows how much is getting pressed. Agents of Mayhem.
Mm-hmm.
That's them. Like, I don't know if buzz just isn't about it so much, but they've even released that if you pre-order the game, you get to play with Gat from Saints Row.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, they're trying to push it, but I don't know. I love Saints Row. Plus, the way, spoilers, it's been a year. The way he got out of hell, you know, like, at the end of Saints Row 4, the alien destroys all of Earth, and then got out of hell, you know, he stops Satan's daughter from marrying the president, because, you know, you're the most badass motherfucker. But, you know, Gat really is. And then you get a wish from God, and Gat wishes for everything to be reverted back to the way it was. So, like, Saints Row 5 can be a thing, but we get Agents of Mayhem. Whatever. I may buy it. Comes out in August. Just to tide me over.
Still.
Okay, we are 2 hours and 20 minutes into it. I know we're kind of losing steam, but we got one more.
One more thing about Sony.
Okay.
Destiny 2, September 8th. Beta is confirmed for July.
Is it? Shut
Yes.
your mouth.
No, it is.
When?
Today, actually, I think. But it is going to be announced tomorrow.
I believe you. I just want confirmation.
Oh, definitely. Make sure I'm telling you.
Because I even listened to the podcast, and they said,
I know they said they're going to announce it for Tuesday, but I had seen where it said confirmed for July.
like, Reddit
Where
would be
they got
blown
their
the
sources,
fuck up
I don't
about
know.
it.
But I did see July. Which, I mean, that was kind of like everybody's thought anyway. But definitely released on tomorrow or Monday, when it's supposed to be.
Alrighty. The Nintendo.
Hold on. Let's see what time it is. 2 hours.
Without a doubt, we could do a whole thing on Destiny 2 and Destiny 1.
Oh, yeah.
We plan on it. We just got to get together.
Yeah.
Maybe after this E3 and we know all this new information. Go ahead. Nintendo. Okay.
Mario.
We saw,
Yeah,
we
Super Mario.
saw, last year they done showing Hyrule and trying to get everybody into the mood, and it was several, I think it was, I'm going to throw a number out there, and it seems right, close to approximately 50 Switches everybody was able to play Breath of the Wild with, and this year it's the same, except it's New Donk City. It's the city we saw in the Super Mario Odyssey release trailer, so and they got that going for it. Now they're going to have a 30-minute Nintendo Direct for E3.
Nintendo Spotlight. I think is what the name of it.
Okay, maybe Nintendo Spotlight this time. I mean, so we know Super Mario Odyssey, right? We're going to see more of that. That's something I would actually buy a Switch for, because it would
Says,
actually have not
holiday-
ported games about that time.
Holiday 2017.
ARMS, I think, is just released. They may be showing ARMS. And Splatoon 2 is coming,
July 21st.
okay, July 21st.
This is not E3 though, but they may talk more about it. Earlier on in the week, they announced what was it, Ultra Moon and Ultra Sun for the 3DS. May see more on that. They also said that the Pokemon, what's the fighting game? Pokken Tournament is going to get a Switch version with new characters that were not playable in the Wii U version.
Words. Use them.
I don't want to right now. Continue.
What did I do this time?
It's... Never have I felt so
Disappointed.
betrayed for buying a console. And this is actually one of my things. For the 30-minute...
I thought I fucked it this time.
for the 30-minute like Nintendo Direct or Spotlight,
Yeah, I think.
I guarantee you every fucking Wii U game will be ported to the Switch. Because Smash 4, guaranteed.
Yeah,
Supposedly it's
Smash
supposed to be bringing the 3DS levels and characters and the Wii U characters.
Mhm.
And making it on the Switch, plus new characters and levels. Which is going to make any Nintendo fan ecstatic, right? But it's a fucking port, right? I mean, I don't... And then Pokken Tournament, I think it's called ZX.
It's not called Pokemon Stars. That's what hurts most.
Shut up,
Just
Brian.
Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Never have been so disappointed since Black 2 and White 2, but they were really... Those
They
were some
were
of the
good
best
games. They were good games.
Yeah.
So I'm being optimistic with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. But, yeah, I don't know.
Do you think we'll see a new Metroid?
That's another one I've been seeing a lot of people talk about. Want a new Metroid game.
They gotta have something to hold it over. They don't have Zelda no more.
I actually know this quote verbatim since I've been disappointed by Nintendo for the past 2 years. When I asked about a new Metroid, this is actually when they announced it 2 years ago, the Metroid soccer game or something, and Reggie Fils-Aimé was being, he says, "We know what the fans want, but it's too late in the Wii U life cycle to start a new game." So, if they don't announce it this year, like, I don't know.
I think that's actually what I heard today. Is like if they don't announce it now, it's either do it now or never. You know?
Right.
So.
I mean, that's like a hardcore Nintendo's. I don't know. They typically sell. They don't sell well over here in the United States. The Metroid games sell better overseas, right? But if they do, I mean, we're all talking about them. And Eric, he raised a good question. Like, would y'all want it Prime-wise, 3D, or 2D side-scroller? Like a Super...
Yeah.
Well, the first-person thing, I like first-person, but it's starting to get a little old, so I would like to see Metroid come back to maybe the side.
Like I said, I loved Prime 2, and I bought a Wii, and the first game I bought was Corruption, which was Prime 3. Never fucking played it.
What about Other M?
Never played it.
Yeah, Other M was terrific. They kind of went back to the roots a little bit.
Yeah.
A lot of people got mad. I remember reading a whole lot about it.
I've heard a lot about it.
Like, what was her name? Samus, surrendering to a man or something like that. I mean, it's legit. Look it up. It's crazy. But it was her old
superior.
outfit. Yeah, it was an old superior, of course. But the game, that's one of the few games that I actually sit down and started playing, and I played it all in like 2 days. Like, I just played straight through it. Like, it caught me. So I would be excited to see like another M come
Like
out.
I was saying, Prime, I loved them. Maybe it was just because it was unique to it. But my favorite Metroid is Metroid Fusions on the Game Boy Advance.
Mhm.
Like, that game was just crisp. I don't see anything on PlayStation 2.
I have to find where I see him. Probably a YouTube video of some YouTuber that they
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
knew was
confirming.
talking about it. Yeah. What about Xenoblade Chronicles 2?
Another port.
No, I think that's a new game.
No, Xenoblade Chronicles was the first one. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was the one for the Wii U.
Mhm.
This is a port.
You fucking shit me.
No.
I thought it was a different game.
I thought it was a different. I'm fairly like.
I thought it was.
But this is also somebody who was. I'm taking my source, but I'm going to discredit it by someone arguing on Facebook that Super Mario was also coming at the same day as the release of the Switch, which I had to private message and tell him you're an idiot. Go ahead, keep talking. I'm finding.
Oh,
What is it called? Xenoblade
Chronicles.
we're silent because we want to know too.
That's, really, that's it for the Nintendo that I knew of.
Maybe a new Donkey Kong launch title, or maybe a new Donkey Kong title.
I do. I'm going back away from the mic. Mario Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
We did mention Smash Bros.
Well, I'll be goddamn. Okay, Super Mario Odyssey is supposed to be coming out November 17th. And Xenoblade Chronicles is delayed to February 2018.
Yeah, it's a different game.
Is it?
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Spiritually, Xenoblade Chronicles X was a spiritual successor to 1.
Okay.
But
Well, that's good then.
Xenoblade 2 is actually a sequel to the first one.
What was that saying?
Oh no, it's 12 o'clock. I'm tired.
Shut up.
And don't edit it out either.
And that's E3.
Yeah, right. Pretty much. Yeah. Platinum hasn't announced a new game since Bayonetta 2. They have said they're working on a new Switch game. So yeah,
Bayonetta
probably
3.
Bayonetta 3 or something, just to get everybody in an uproar. Monster Hunter Generations, the Switch version for the 3DS game. Retro, the people you said are doing the new Donkey Kong game, they have no announced games. So it may be Donkey Kong Country Returns or something, I don't know.
Re-return.
Yeah. So we're just gonna call it Donkey Kong Country Re-Re.
Did you just see my mental stability?
Koei Tecmo, I'm not sure if that's the right. I probably butchered how it's pronounced. There it is. But they said they're doing a second Switch exclusive. Maybe I'm just gonna hop on the bandwagon because all the Switch ports, Hyrule Warriors port. That's what they done. Which I love the game. That's what I've mostly played on my Wii. Besides Breath of the Wild. And then I have actual Metroid, please.
Do y'all have any Nintendo pop drinks?
Oh, sure go. You're more. No? Quiet? Project Octopath, which everybody thought was a stupid name at the Switch reveal event. So we could learn more about that. Yay. The new Shin Megami Tensei. I don't know what the fuck that is. I've heard it mentioned multiple times. Yeah. JRPG maybe. John, I wrote this down for you. No More Heroes 3.
Nice. I like that.
I remember the first one played a lot. I don't remember the second one at all.
I never got to play the second one, and then I never got to play the... It wasn't No More Heroes 3, but it came out on the PS3. I never got to play that one. But the first two was...
Okay. I have here also new Pikmin, ? or more plausible, Pikmin 3 port. It was on Wii U. They've also said they're supporting 3DS all the way through 2018. So they could definitely show new games. And last thing, is the SNES Classic, was that leaked or was that actually announced?
I think it was announced.
I don't know.
Did it get leaked?
I want to say it was leaked.
Okay. So, I mean, that could reveal that.
Because it was
Man,
the NES.
y'all are so enthusiastic about Nintendo. Maybe, I'm going to say we're drained.
Well, it's more or less it's on Nintendo. I guess I don't know as much about it.
Yeah.
Because I literally just slacked on the Nintendo consoles. Like, I didn't get a Wii. I didn't get a Wii and a Wii U. Never had got a Switch yet. So.
Or
My
3DS.
exact problem as
And
well.
I had 3DS, yeah. So.
Just lacking a little knowledge of Nintendo.
Yeah.
We had a Wii. The games we got for it, it was just like Mario and like Just Dance.
Oh, okay. No Zelda?
No Zelda. No,
Okay.
it was kind of like the family console.
Oh, yeah. That's typically what's they're thought of, anyways.
Mhm.
I don't know if they want to break that mold, but they have a few games that do. Man! And I'm just reinvigorated because fucking E3 is here, guys.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
I could do another one now. Like I just said it. I'm hungry.
Yeah, Nintendo's a Tuesday at 11 a.m. So. Yeah. E3 is here, guys.
Facelift.
It is
Oh my
really,
God.
really
Like,
awesome. Like, I can't wait to have the.
Any Nintendo Pop Dreams?
Oh.
I did.
I don't know.
I said Metroid, please.
Oh,
I guess that probably mine as well, because I just kind of.
Super Mario RPG.
When they have the oh no, that's a Square thing also, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, Sony pulled out a Square House stop. So
Okay.
It's possible.
It's not going to be a new Super Mario RPG. It's going to be port.
Like a port of a port.
Yeah.
Or a new Paper Mario.
Or
maybe.
they will announce Virtual Console,
It'll be the exact game.
and it'll be the exact game, but playable. Ported to Nintendo Switch.
For $25.95. Get yours soon.
And you get a theme. Just
That will
going to pull
cost you
something out of...
$3.
Maybe. But nothing if you pre-order now.
Wait, what?
Anyways, man, I love it. This one's great.
I hope there's
I'm
some
glad.
unannounced stuff that surprises me.
Oh, absolutely.
man,
will,
like
yeah.
that's what E3 is
Follow
about.
up.
The magic of E3 keeps you on your toes. Like my heart literally like races through some of E3.
Some of the conferences.
Yes.
That's why it's my Christmas. Like Christmas morning, I knew what I would always want, right? Like what we just did. But the biggest surprises are the ones where you open the presents and not know what you got until you opened it. Like that's the shit. When God of War, when you heard that voice, when I heard his voice, no homo, but. Like,
And if you think this one's good, tune in to the one after E3 when
oh
we
my
have
God.
all that
When
knowledge.
we have all that excitement.
Oh,
Ugh.
man, yeah.
Or
Like
like
a
the
4-hour
Like the
podcast.
last of us Street Fighter.
Oh yeah.
Like you heard, she was in it. She was there playing, and then
And she's like, I
We
want
look
to
it
kill.
up.
Who is it? She's like, I want to kill everyone, or something like that. So I was like, okay.
that
Like,
was awesome.
Yeah, we could
She's
just
a
do
lot
a whole
older, a
nother
lot more sinister.
conjecture on that one because of whether she knows what he did or if he lied to her about the end.
What did she do?
Yeah, because she wanted to give her life, and then he lied to her about. Everybody just they got a case of the bullets. Like,
Severe lead poisoning. I mean, it's just terrible.
I don't know. Like, so excited.
Release date.
I probably couldn't sleep. John could. So I guess we have to call it.
Yeah, John's getting sleepy.
Man, if you play on any of these consoles, PC, I guess some of those Nintendo, no matter what you play, I'm happy for you. But keep those thumbs strong and just keep on gaming. Mountaintop!
bet y'all.